It is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here for this special live stream as we are covering Miami, Indiana in the national championship game. This will be a watch along. This will be a celebration of college football. Get inside the comment box. Get comfortable. Let me know who you think is going to win this game. So far, it looks like the poll is pretty close with 50%. Wow, this is one of the closest votes we've ever had. Okay, yeah, we almost to 30 votes so far, so let's let people get checked in. Let me know where you're watching from, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Yo, I think, like, if I was to make a pick about this game, I think you certainly have to go with Indiana. And I was talking to a buddy this morning. I said this earlier on the broadcast. I was like, man, you could theoretically call them, like, the Indiana Dolphins, right? I mean, this is like a young pro team. And we've always kind of wondered if, like, the worst NFL team would play like the best college team. At one point, there would be no comparison, right? I mean, I think the stat is right that Indiana, this year's Indiana team, is as old or older than the Green Bay Packers, which is absolutely crazy. So what we're looking at right here is Indiana in like almost a semi-pro type team, right? So we'll see what happens. I firmly think that Indiana is able to win. Now, Miami has a fantastic pass rush. They have to play stellar on defense. They have to make big plays. They have to, eliminate those contested catches that Indiana is able to come up with because their wide receivers are great. They have to play amazing defense to be able to stay in this game. And Carson Beck, number one, can't make mistakes. It is going to come down. This game comes down to Miami's defense making plays and Carson Beck not making bad decisions. If they can do that, they have a puncher's chance. But I think this Indiana football team is just too good. By the way, I got Peaches up in the house. She wanted to hang out. I mean, she comes up here, and I feel so bad because when I'm working a lot and I'm just kind of here just hanging out. And she's always asking to come up. So she's going to hang out tonight if that's cool with you guys. So I appreciate you guys. Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Has anybody ever been there? I've been there a couple times. It's an interesting view from like the media standpoint. It's a cool stadium, but the way that the media sees the game is kind of off to like the side. Some of the media events it's cool to go to some of those things, but I like kind of being at home. I liked it from the standpoint of like kind of I'm there. It's like giving me a purpose to be there, but I'm way more productive in this role, like staying home. And you spend so much money going to these games. It's ridiculous. Even as media, it's not like you get a media price on the hotel. It's still like, $300 a night, right? Unless the companies are spending thousands to be able to like send their media people there for just a tweet on their own personal brand. You see what I'm saying? People go to these games. This is what I never get about the media right now. Like a company is paying some individual millions, not millions, but they're paying them like a salary. They're paying them to go to the game. They're paying for all their lodging, all their food, for that individual to tweet on their personal brand, just free information that we're all seeing. It's ridiculous. Right? That's my take on it. It's weird. I'd be like, I'm not going to pay you to go and like tweet on your personal brand about your own stuff. You guys we're talking about another tight end that you guys committed. Like, are you guys serious? Or are you guys just messing around? That's pretty. I haven't seen anything about another tight end. But Army, are you calling for another tight end to commit? All right, here we go. We got Signetti coming out. Let's see what we got here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Thank you so much. You guys are, I figured, I was like, Yeah, we'll see how this game goes. We'll hang out. We'll do it up. Team still looks like they always, that's the thing about college football is becoming more like professional soccer as well. Because this professional soccer is the great, like if you watch soccer, they tell you the game is at 6:30, and then they don't play the game until like 7:30. It is am I right? Especially like if you watch I watch all sorts of sports, so it's like you watch like Mexican soccer. They'll be like game starts at 7:30, but we're not going to start it till 8:30. And like I'm such a time person. It's just like, man, 6:30 to me means like 6:30 you're kicking the football off, right? Honestly, like if you want to be friends with me, be on time. 100%. That's the best gift that you could give to me is being on time. I was like, that's how we operate this house. Like we're hanging out at the house and I'm like, yo, let's leave the house at like 6. That means driving away from the house. Are you guys like that? I'm sorry. I'm too type A. I know. I can't do anything about it. It just bothers me when people aren't on time. What's up, man? Good to see you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. The Premier League, I think is on time, but like, man, yo, if you watch like what's the Mexican soccer league called? It's good soccer. They start late. They don't care. Whatever. Type B. It's all good. Byron, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here. Broderick, I see you inside the comment box. Samuel, bro, what's up, man? Yeah, exactly, man. Just tell me that the game is 6:45, right? Tell me the game's at 7:15. I don't care. Like, whatever. A lot of people don't want Indiana to win. See, I really don't care. It doesn't bother me one way or another. La Liga, there you go. How could I forget? You a fan of like Blue Cross? Who's your squad in Mexico? La Liga goes hard, man. Some of those teams, shoot. And I used to, when I play FIFA, I don't play video games anymore hardly. But I would play in the Mexican league. I would choose like Santos Laguna, and I'd try to win like the season. Oh yeah, this is Peaches. She's chilling. Peaches is Peachy's love language is touch. So she has to be like by me all the time. Let's see how this young lady does. Oh, they sound amazing. Hey, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. We're singing God Bless. We're singing America the Beautiful right now. Doesn't this sound nice? I didn't even catch where they were from. It's always amazing to me, like to see like if you served, right, and you were overseas, do you like, can you imagine what do they do, like set up kind of a TV? You guys have like a TV room or something like that where you can like just go and they like allow you to like watch the game? I always think that's so cool. I'm sure you have like wings or whatever. Oh, don't do this to me. Why are you spamming? Who is that? Wow, they look sharp. Look at that. I love me a good color guard. Let's see what we got. Oh, well done. Yeah, they look sharp too. Wow, a senior in high school? This is incredible. And Jamal Roberts about to sing. Okay. What's up, fam? They're about to sing the national anthem, and then we'll get to it. I always like to listen, though. Wow, he's doing amazing. I love it. Right? This is great. Yeah, loving it. What's up, Kid Latin? Good to see you, bro. Thanks for checking in. Oh yeah, perfect. Great. Adam Lamparello, what's up, dog? Good to see you, man. Wow, that was fantastic. Great, great, great. That's you know what? That's one of the better ones that I've seen in a while, to be honest. Can we agree on that? That was fantastic. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Beautiful. Wonderful. Great. Everything was great. So here we go. Excited to see the game. What do you guys have for a score prediction, or just put who you think is going to win inside the com box? Yeah, Chris Stapleton. I'm a huge Chris Stapleton fan. I love Chris Stapleton. He did a great job too. There's been many memorable performances, throughout the year. Um, but what we had just right there was great, 100%. All right, Peaches, you're a big girl. You're gonna have to go. Just lay down, just for a little bit. Here you go. Peaches, you want that on this pillow? Man, that dog is really clingy. You know, the other little Frenchie that I have, she downstairs, just on the couch. This one is super clingy. I don't know why. All right. Like I said, I think I think Indiana wins this game. I don't even know what the total is. I would imagine like 55 or something like that. Does the game get over 60 points? I think maybe it gets close to it. But I think Indiana wins. And like I said, the keys of the game is just kind of revolve around Carson Beck. Not making bad decisions in Miami, getting heat on Fernando Mendoza. I think Indiana is so systematic right now that they're going to be able to control the tempo of this game because they're so good. One of the things that I'm going to talk about tomorrow on Wake Up Bama is right before the game, and I haven't cut Wake Up Bama. I'm going to add, this, but I think what tomorrow we're going to do is I think we might take a break from like talking roster, right? Because we've talked the hell out of the roster. So I think what we're going to do tomorrow is kind of switch gears and talk about the coaching staff, kind of to lead out with. And I'm going to go over the coaching staff and talk about each individual coach, and then I have a point to ponder for all the coaches. So I'm going to hit on, topics on each single coach that's coming back and kind of do a rehashing of the staff on Wake Up Bama. But one of the things is right before the game, Coach Saban, who does an amazing job on TV. He's got such great showmanship, and he makes so much sense to us, right? And I miss listening to him, but it seems like we get to hear him more now because he does so much media, right? But the thing that he said was, I always told my teams be a team that nobody wants to play, right? And like that's what we're searching for, right? Do we have that anymore? And I challenge you to think about that. Is Alabama a team that teams want to play now? Or are they a team that is still feared? You know what I'm saying? Like when people see Alabama on the schedule, are they like, damn, that's Alabama week. Shoot, man, we got to come with it. Or are they like, yo, look, we can beat Alabama this year. You know we can. You know they're not the same Alabama team. And I kind of think it's that, right? I think everybody on the schedule, outside of, like the smaller schools that they play, I think that teams are like, yo, we can challenge these guys this year. Let's do it. This isn't the same Alabama team. We got them, right? And, the past 10 whatever years, it wasn't like that. It was like, oh, my God, we got Alabama. It's going to be just, let's hang in there. Let's see if we can hang in there. So how do you get back to that mental edge, and how important is that mental edge in football? 1,000,000% it's important, but it's established up top, right? And then it trickles down, right? So, and you're right, Tubbs, now is that you have to earn that type of respect, right? And that respect isn't just, it can sit there, but you have to break people's will. You step on the neck in a game, and it's just that you got to be serious with it. Adam, what's up, dog? I appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate your graciousness and your generosity, bro. And you've been here for a long time, man. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if you're joining us tonight, this is a celebration of college football. We're just going live. We're going to discuss the game. It will be like I'll do play-by-play, but it won't be like our other play-by-plays for like the game, right? We'll make some observations, hang out. We're just chilling. We're watching the game together. But Adam says this, Kyle, do you think that DeBoer and Grubb are really interested in developing a run game, or do they want to primarily passing game? Look, I'll be one of the things that I'm scared about, and this is just being 100% honest, okay, right now. I think that if Austin Mack wins the job, this team is going to throw the ball like 80% of the time. I know you're like, no, I don't want to hear that. I'm sorry, that's how I feel. I think that I am worried about a balanced running attack. I think that needs to be a huge priority going forward. I think we need like a 60-40. Do we have the running backs to do it? You could also, like, if you were outside and you were like trying to be like devil's advocate about Alabama, I would certainly challenge, does Alabama have the backs to be able to do that? And why wasn't Alabama able to get a running back in the transfer portal? And are they still targeting one? I don't know. So that has to be one of the main components going into this year. And you got to have Robert Gillespie, who's an assistant head coach, step up and be like, yo, we need to get these backs fed. These are the type of backs that we have. This is how we can utilize them. And hopefully Derek Nix can come over here as well, who's a new addition to the staff, and be like, look, this is how we can integrate the running game. And I would imagine that he's going to be like a co-offensive coordinator, co-head coach. Everybody on this staff is a co-head coach. Everyone's a head coach. And here comes Miami into Indiana out onto the field. But I appreciate the super, bro. Thank you so much, man. It means a lot to me, and I really, 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 really appreciate it. Thank you, bro. What's up, Alyssa? Good to see you inside the comment box. Appreciate you being here. Hope y'all are doing well. Juan, what's up, man? Good to see you. Calling for a couple more tight ends. And Mark says this, and they're doing the coin toss right now. Hope you guys are watching the game. Obviously, it's on ESPN. We better get a running game this year, especially with new, young, unproven quarterback starting this year. It'll definitely help with whoever wins the job. And it's good that they can both use their legs also, right? Yeah, in that, someone called today. I can't remember who it was. Maybe you guys can remind me. But they said, and I thought this was a great point. They said that a quality run game will take pressure off a young quarterback. It was like, no matter how you spin it, we have a young quarterback. And if we're able to run the ball, it's going to take pressure off that quarterback. And I was like, what a great point. Love it. All right. So here we go. Miami, Indiana. I think Indiana firmly wins this game. Here's Cignetti. Are you a Cignetti person? Like, do we like Cignetti? How are we feeling about him? Because I think I think he rubs some people wrong. I kind of sometimes I feel I like him. Yeah, I think I like him. And I think some of the things that he does, like, emulates Saban, right? I think sometimes, some of these guys who are cut from that cloth act like Saban. I think they try to talk like Saban. But I do agree, Curtis, like, he does have a little bit of weird to him, right? It's like, I want to like him, and I think I do, but there's kind of like a weirdness to him, too. It's kind of that, like a quirkiness. I don't know what it is. And like Mario Cristobal, I ain't got no beef with him. He's not like, whatever. What's up, Keno? Good to see you, bro. Yo, Keno. Yo, look, you got the highlighted comment, bro. He built his team around how Saban ran his program. 100%. Pride and performance. Running the ball. Breaking their will, right? Really good defense. Physically imposing, right? And I think Hacker Music's right, too. I think there's a clear line of, like, does it seem, let me ask you this, okay? Does it seem like Cignetti has a backbone? Does it seem like Cignetti has a backbone? And here we go. Kickoff is away, and Miami will return. Good return up to probably around like the 26, 27-yard line. So Miami will get the ball first. Let's see what they have scripted as they come out with Carson Beck, who hasn't been in school for 2 years. Isn't that crazy? Here's your college football team, and yeah, he's majoring in communications. No, here's your quarterback who hasn't been in school for two years. Is he a college student or is he a NFL, quarterback? Right? All right, Carson Beck. This game's in Miami, right? And prices. Do you see the prices for this game? It was like $10,000 for a ticket. It's crazy. Carson Beck at quarterback. Running back in the backfield is going to be a handoff, commitment to the run, and they're going to get a good chunk yardage play, about 9 yards. Wow, running the ball. How about that? 9-yard carry for Fletcher Jr. Yeah, pound the rock. I was saying earlier on the show, this team has big running backs. Right? You got, commit to running the ball. Love that. Play number 2, incoming. Shotgun formation. Little throw out to Tony. Great play, and that's going to pick up the first down. Yo, what's up, Adam? You said you'd come up with an analogy for the 49er game. Dude, that 49er game was just a you-know-what kicking. It was unbelievable. It was like that first play of the game when they returned that kick for a touchdown. That was it. Another handoff to the outside, and it's going to go for about 2 yards. It'll be a 2nd and 8. No update on Nico Brown. I know he took another visit, but no real update on him. I think I don't see why a guy like Nico Brown comes, to be honest. In fact, there's another wide receiver that's kind of on the board out of Idaho State, kind of a slot-type wide receiver. I'll talk about him tomorrow on Wake Up Bama. But it just, to me, does a guy who caught 1,000 yards want to come here and catch 200 yards? I mean, let's be real. I just don't think he's going to be able to, get touches. Carson Beck back to pass. Looking, has time. Indiana only sends 3. Beck throws off to the right, and it is going to be incomplete. It's a 3rd and 8, right? I mean, think about it. He catches for 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. Who's he going to catch more yards than? Ryan, Lazier Brooks, Noah Rogers. A lot of people feel that Derek Meadows is going to be the best wide receiver on this team. I mean, I want to see him catch 10 passes, right? Let's get these guys. Rico Scott came back. He re-signed. Let me ask you this question. It's a 3rd and 8, okay? What's up, Kim? Good to see you inside the com box. All right, we got Miss Kim from Philly, and we got Miss Kimberly from Montgomery. Appreciate the Kims being in here. 3rd and 8, back to pass, check down pass to Tony, and it's going to be stopped, and Miami's going to have to punt. Good defense right there by Indiana. Let me ask you this. I'm dead serious, a million %, okay? Listen up. Do you think that in these re-signings that they're putting in, like agents are putting in, player has to have this many snaps, player has to have this many, targets? I'm dead serious. This player has to have this many touches in order to come back. Wouldn't that be crazy? I wouldn't doubt it. I won't doubt anything. Miami to punt, 4th and 5. Punt is away. Really good punt. Wow. You should have wow. You should have let that go. What's up, Todd? I think so. I appreciate you guys being here again. I don't know. Why did he field that? He should have just let that into the end zone. That was stupid. Miss Kimberly thinks that Indiana is going to score a first touchdown. Well, they have 95 yards to go. Let's see if they can do it. Yeah, none of these so tomorrow, if you miss it and if you're just joining us, thank you so much for being here. We're just kicking it, celebrating some college football. Tomorrow on Wake Up Bama, I'm going to stay away from the roster. We've talked about the roster inside and out. I mean, you should know the roster, right? Just kind of switch it up. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about the coaching staff and go over the coaching staff and provide, some questions to ponder and some statistics about every single coach on the roster. And I'll tell you what, and if you're a fan funder, I mentioned this on a post that I had earlier today, Coach Kapilovic has probably been the biggest recruiting piece for the transfer portal. Yeah. Kyle is looking real casual. Do you guys want me to put on a blazer? Is it weird seeing me with the backwards hat? You want me to change? Yeah, I know. My daughter always says, I look like I'm getting ready to go to the Titanic. I dress up all the time. But I figure it's just a live watch. We can just hang out, and you guys wouldn't care if I just put on a backwards hat and a hoodie. But if you guys want me to change, I'll go change and put the blazer on and the shirt. I have all my shirts ironed right in here. Oh, man. And then right to bed. What's your guys' calorie count out today? We did a Martin Luther King run today here in Tuscaloosa. It was crazy. We went all around the city. Let's see what I'm at. So my daily average, I don't know where you guys are at, if you could see this. Let's see. My daily average is 1,000 burned calories. My weekly total is 7? So my daily average is 6, 7 hours of weekly exercise. And it's pretty much all intensity, high intensity, push-ups, sit-ups, right? But it's just all consistency. It's like you just got to do it. I do it every day besides Sunday. Little handoff to the outside. It's a fake handoff. Pass to the outside. Makes a man miss. Their receivers are so good. Surratt's going to get the first down. Good job. Yeah. Good job to all of you that got it in. Adam. No, that's the thing, too, is I'm so, I'm hungry. Jackson, what's up, man? Thanks for being here, bro. 1st and 10 after a nice 11-yard pass, little handoff. You know, these teams like to run the ball, right? Sam says, Kyle, you heard about the 6 episodes documentary with Nick Saban? Not yet. No. What's up, Josh? How you doing, bro? Thanks for being here. I think, like, if you're a normal subscriber to the show, you know exactly, like, what the video is. 2nd and 9 for Indiana. Fernando Mendoza, shotgun formation. Thanks for being here, though, by the way. I bet you we be boys outside of this. Shotgun formation. Fernando Mendoza, check down. Running back's going to be scooped up, and it's going to be a 3rd and 7 for Indiana. Hey, Todd, don't you think that Miami's defense, like, something happened to where they got, like, really, really good? Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not, dude, there's going to be Saban is college football. Everything. We're going to see movies on Saban, Netflix on Saban. Saban is running college football. There's, like, ESPN, and there's, like, Saban. Nothing's bigger than Saban right now. 3rd and 8 for Indiana. 10:40 to play in the first quarter. Here comes the pressure. That had to be a pivotal part. Fernando Mendoza, uncomfortable, throws it out of bounds. That's exactly what you saw right there, is exactly what Alabama needs to do this coming year. That's the only criticism that I have with Alabama football, is that they never really fully committed to rushing the passer. I don't know if they don't have guys to do it, but look at that. Did you see that? The guy coming off the edge just obliterated the running back and gets after Fernando Mendoza. That's the first time that I have seen this guy uncomfortable since maybe the first sack that Alabama had in the first drive. But keep doing that. Keep doing that. Indiana to punt. Great. Yeah. That right there, rewind that play, that is the recipe, okay? Everything else was great. And you have running backs. And look at this shifty punt returner. Put someone back there, too, that can return the damn ball, okay? I'm tired of fair catches. We want a game breaker. We want somebody back there that you don't want to punt to, that you have to shank a punt because you know that if you punt to this man, he's going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Let's make somebody happy. Who's not playing on the team? Oh, Cole Adams, he's not playing. You know where we can play him? You know what, son? We like you. And we know you're not playing receiver, but because we like you as a person, we're going to put you to return punts. Okay? That way you can play all the time. F that, bro. Put a playmaker back there. Put somebody back there that can do damage. What are we doing? That's probably, like, was anybody, and I love Cole Adams, great kid. I'm sure he'll catch for 1,000 yards at Vanderbilt, okay? But, like, in my mind, don't you want a punt returner? By the way, they're on commercial. 0-0 in the first quarter. Miami called for a holding call. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Miami 23. Shouldn't we be putting dogs back there? Like, a punt returner to me should be this guy, Malachi Toney. You think people want to punt to him? Hell no. You think people want to punt to Cole Adams? Duh. I mean, come on. Those are some things that I can't understand. I think, like, there's some guy, like, in my opinion, and this might not be popular, but I don't really give a you know what. I'm just going to speak how I speak. Right? Kyle, you don't always say good things about Alabama to football. No media credentials for you. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just going to run my channel. I don't care. I think you play some guys like that because you, like, feel sorry for them and you want to make them happy. Just play the best players. Nobody was scared of Cole Adams. Run the ball. Attack the passer. Like, it's like, those are the things we need to do. So tomorrow I'll wake up Bama. We'll talk about that. Oh, yeah, right, Brian? Who isn't happy? Let's put him back there to fair catch. Oh, so Darian Morgan's not happy. Okay. You know what? He can fair catch punts. Yeah, teams are real scared of Cole. The thing with Ryan, we want him to be that guy. In fact, if he can, kind of get everything together, because that guy has more shake than a lot of people. Just this last year he had was a disaster. Got to come back, man. He's got a lot to prove. And he did take a step forward. That last game, he caught everything. He didn't drop any passes. He got absolutely tagged. But we need to see that for 7 games in a row. Yeah, that's it, right, Joe? He just caught a fair catch every time, right? Yeah, Ryan had drops, fumbles. It was like he was playing with, he went out there and, greased his hands up and then, couldn't catch anything. He needs to tighten that up, man, and do it for a consistent basis. The only way that people are going to trust him again is if he has, 10 games of consistency. That's it. All right, it's the first and 10 from Miami. They're at their own 23-yard line. Carson Beck, little handout to the outside. Man, I like this running back. That's a run of 4. He's ran the ball 3 times for 15 yards. That is Fletcher. Anna, what's up? Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for kicking it with us tonight. Stalemate so far, right? And people are like, why can't I be a moderator? Because the last time I had moderators, they went and banned everybody. That's why I don't trust anybody. Literally, the moderators went in and banned every single person on the channel, so nobody knew when the shows were live. Just evil, right? All right, 3rd and 5 for Miami. What are they going to do here on 3rd down? This is where it starts. 3rd down efficiency is so important. Let's see what they got here. Does Indiana send the house or do they drop back in the zone? Looks like they're coming with the pressure. Man in motion. They drop back. Carson Beck, time to throw. Looking, goes downfield. It's going to be knocked down. Great play by Indiana's defense, and Miami will punt for the 2nd time this game. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. That's what happened. Just wait till you see the Netflix documentary that I'm going to put out one day. All right, Miami to punt. 8:54 in the first quarter. Miami to punt. Punt is away. The last punt was fantastic. This punt is great too. You need a really good, consistent punter. I don't think that anybody, cares about special teams. I do. Hey, Lisa, thanks for checking in. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It is 0-0. Here comes Fernando Mendoza on his 2nd drive. What's up, Miss Kimberly? Army's been in a documentary? Who's been in a documentary before? Wow. Has anyone else been in a documentary? All right. Let's see. We got 1st and 10 for Indiana. This is their 2nd possession. Shotgun formation. Mendoza back to pass. He's going to scramble again. Look at that pressure. Is that a hold? Mendoza fires downfield. It's going to be incomplete. You know what? Just as I said, one of the biggest components to this game will be pressure by Miami. How is that not a hold? Yeah, I just do everything just by myself. Everyone that you see that has a YouTube channel out there that covers Alabama football, at one point or another, they worked here. But now everyone has their own channel, and they're all doing amazing, but it's just, right now I'm just by myself. What's up, big homie? Good to see you, dog. Appreciate you being here, man. God, that was such a hold. So how does Indiana counter this, okay? I'll tell you how. You throw a screen to your running back, okay? That'll stop some of this pressure. Let's see if they can play some chess here because Miami's there you go. Or you do some RPO and you have a good play from your wide receiver like that. Now, that's just a big-time throw right there. My goodness. So that was not only a great play call with the RPO, right? Kind of hit him a little bit, freeze him. But we didn't have wide receivers like this. Like Surratt, that was Cooper Jr. with the 25-yarder. And look at the yards after catch, right? Yards after contact. Look, catches it, boom, makes a man miss, gets upfield. Indiana's receivers are some of the better wide receivers that we've seen, period. Now, there's some momentum. Little handoff now. Still running the ball. Nice carry right there for Indiana. Indiana has ran the football and now 3 times for 13 yards. Mendoza in this game, 3 of 4, 37 yards. And Cooper Jr. has 2 receptions for 36 yards. Man, that was all it took, man. Let's see if Indiana can now start to move. They're at the 50-yard line. Brandon, what's up, dog? Good to see you, man. Shotgun formation, Indiana. Quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, and it's going to be a full start, I believe. Who has a birthday coming up? Anybody have a birthday in late January or in February? Where are February babies at? Juan says, well, it looks like it's over. That's it, huh? That sometimes you could just tell. Oh, man. All right. Another little RPO to the outside is going to be, this time is connected to, that's going to be to Surratt. And he's going to just get out. Did they give him the first down? It's going to be 3rd down and about 1. No, Juan, no, I'm telling you, bro. Sometimes it's just like one play, dude. All right. They're actually going to give him the first down. 1st and 10. Now Indiana at the Miami 45. So now we got some action right here. Let's see what they do. 1st and 10. Another little handoff. God, their running backs are so good. Is it me or is their running backs, and I'm talking like both Indiana and Miami. Do you see how their running backs just hit the hole immediately? It's like they're getting 5 yards a pop. So Fletcher for Miami's averaging 4 yards a carry, and Black is averaging 6 yards a carry. He only has 1. But you see what I'm saying? It's like their running backs are like attacking immediately. Brandon Lewis, what's up, man? Thanks for becoming a fan funder. Appreciate it, bro. That's what's up. I like that avatar. You and the little baby. Dad life's the real life, man. Tell me about it. Let me know if you need some cooking suggestions. Shotgun formation. Fernando checking down. Connects with his big wide. That's a big tight end, that 37. And that's going to be a 1st down. Yeah, that 37's a grown man. So wait, whose birthday? I missed some birthdays. Hey, Brian, what's up, man? Good to see you, dog. And Brandon says that his grandfather was Tommy Lewis, an Alabama great. Oh, that's amazing, dude. 1st and 10 for Indiana. Another little quick pass to the outside. I think these are some of the better wide receivers we've had in quite some time, right? Nice route. Bam, just a little cut outside. DJ, what's up, bro? So, Anna, it was your brother's birthday? Okay, we got a 5 wide set here from Indiana. It is 2nd and 5. Here comes that pressure. Boom! Oh, my goodness. Yo, they have hit Fernando. I'm telling you, this first quarter, okay, I think Indiana's probably scoring here. I'm telling you, Fernando is getting tagged, and I bet you he's already uncomfortable. He's been hit. You could just see kind of from his body composure, he's coming up, and he's like, I didn't like that. Yo, they're getting hit. This is a pivotal down right here, 3rd and 4. Let's see what they could do. Pressure. I appreciate it, Brandon. Thank you, bro. Little handoff to the middle. Man, what a luxury to have a running back. God, what a good run, man. God, that running back's such a beast. That's Black. He's a monster. Damn. What a great play call. So there's that tight end out there getting that block. A lot of that is just great blocking and just that running back just being a beast. First down, Indiana. That's huge. You're going to win football games like that because of physicality. That's physicality, right? Veteran, what's up? Calling out the offensive line for sure. Another little handoff to the outside. It's going to be a gain of 2, 2nd and 8 for Indiana. God bless. That was a nice run. Ooh, he's bleeding. Wow, Fernando Mendoza's bleeding. Right? His lip is cut or something. Yo, Miami's defense is physical. Look, they're hitting him every time. Oh, man, that was a helmet to helmet. What? Are they going to look at that? Wow, that was crazy. That should have been something. Fernando's going to be on the run. It looks like maybe a botched play call, and it's going to be now a 3rd down and 6. They're hitting the quarterback every single time. I think this is the first time Mendoza's been bleeding all season, right? Kyle 5771 says, Kyle, this is 24 and 25-year-olds. Oh, yeah. This is a pro team. This is like the Packers. The Indiana Packers. 3rd and 6. That was targeting 100%. 3rd and 6 for Indiana. What's up, Jarvis? Good to see you, bro. Here comes the pressure. Throw to the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. It's going to be 4th and 6. Good defense right there by Miami. And Naomi, good evening. What's up? Oh, that was to Charlie Becker on the outside, too. That's a 6'4 wide receiver. A lot of contact right there, but they don't call it. And Indiana will settle for a field goal. I mean, win for Indiana, win for Miami right here, right? It's going to be a 34-yard field goal. And the field goal is going to be good. And it is 3-0. Indiana strikes first. Okay. All right. Pretty good drive. It was 12 plays, 55 yards. And let's see. It was they had 4 passes for 50 yards, and they ran the ball 5 times for 20 yards, right? Fernando Mendoza right now 6 of 9, 62 yards. Black has 3 carries for 15 yards. Cooper has 2 for 36. I think if we rewind that drive, how did we get there? How did they get points? I think kind of some key plays. There was a big 3rd down, and Mendoza was able to find Omar Cooper Jr. right for a 25-yard gain, and that kind of pushed them past the 50, made a couple more plays, and I think that's kind of where you had some physical running backs help you get kind of down into field goal range, and then you kick a field goal 3-0. So I think early takeaways from this game, Miami clearly is committing to making Fernando Mendoza uncomfortable. And the guy's already bleeding, and we have, 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. And he's bleeding, okay? So I think that's what you want. You want to make him uncomfortable. You want to make their quarterback bleed. Was it a cheap shot? Yeah, absolutely, but they're trying to do that. Indiana, I think, has stopped Miami so far in terms of their offensive production. This is a critical drive for Miami. So far, Carson Beck, 2 of 9, 9 yards. Fletcher has 4 of 16 carries, and Malachi Tony has 2 catches for 9 yards. So, kind of here we stand. All right. I appreciate you guys. If you guys are hanging out with us tonight, this is just a celebration of football. We're just talking football. We're hanging out. I appreciate you guys. Tomorrow's Wake Up Bama will be a banger. I promise you. I'm going to cut it after we, wrap up here tonight. Tomorrow, I'm going to give the roster a rest. I'm still going to talk about, a couple new names that might be on the radar and some far out recruiting. I don't even like to talk like 2027 recruiting, to be honest. I think it's like the game has changed. Because there's coaches out there today recruiting, right? I mean, you saw Kalen DeBoer out there, Freddie Roach out there. All the coaches are recruiting. I'm like, man, the game has changed. We can't be pretending that this is 2020, 2019. We can't be going after these 5-stars that are going to require all this money, pay them. They come over here, they don't play, they get frustrated, they get Bama stamped, and then they go somewhere else, right? I think the new strategy is basically you allocate that money for recruiting to your can't-miss 5-stars. You're like Dejon Lee, a Crowell, right? Maybe you put like in development like a Keelan Russell, someone like that. That's where you put your money, and then the rest of the time you go into like quality 3 and 4 stars based off your own evaluations. The recruiting, look, the 5-stars, 4-stars, nobody knows. Seriously, most of those guys haven't even played football in their life, just like Saban said, right? They're ranking guys off offer list. You can't go by rankings off that. So what you do is you make those 3 and 4 stars work hard. Here's a kick return from Miami. They're going to start at the 25. Biloxi's asking what kind of ice cream do they serve at practice? I don't know. They're definitely not soft, right? And then Todd in with the super chat. Thanks for your support, Todd. Appreciate it, bro. But then what you do is you allocate that money to retention, right? You were going to pay for all these 5-stars to just sit on the bench. Now you retain your quality players, and then you have some extra to go into the portal for needs and a couple wants. But like the days of like, who got like a really raw end? Is like this Elijah Haven. He came into the worst kind of year of recruiting because you think it wouldn't make sense to go all in on this guy, spend like $5 million to get him, have him sit on the bench. You think that when he comes in, he's going to start over Keelan Russell over the next year? You see what I'm saying? So, and who's to say what's so scary? What by that time, what if Miami just comes over and knocks on the door, or LSU, and they're like, yo, we want to offer Elijah Haven, who's not playing at Alabama this year because they're starting Keelan Russell again. We want to offer him $10 million to come be the quarterback over here. Now we're just buying guys. Miami bought their next quarterback from Duke. They just bought him. So I think it's all changed, and you got to start recruiting quality 3 and 4 stars, get them here, make them work, develop them. That's how I think you do it. It's wild, right? Who would have thought we'd be like getting mad about them recruiting 5-stars? And if you don't adapt, you die. I know. Retention is going to be so important. Retention and development. And use of the portal, right? How you utilize the portal, and if guys can come in for just that like 1 year free agency year that they have. And like I said, we're on commercial, by the way. It's going to be like for the next 1 year, for the next 9 games, I'm committed to the University of Alabama. It used to be for the next 3 to 4 years, I'm committed to Alabama and I'm going to the NFL. For the next 9 games, I'm staying with Alabama. What's up? Turn around. Good to see you, bro. Welcome to the show. Says, so if Indiana does win, do you know what will prove about this era of college football? First off, that high school recruiting is no 100%. That's what I'm saying. It's like you're chasing these 2027 guys for what? You have to be allocating that money to like retention and thinking about the next year guys. I 100% agree. I think high school recruiting is still going to matter to some extent, but not as much as it used to at all. So, what's up, Common? Good to see you, bro. Kyle, do you think the quarterbacks, the no contact method because they've already been offered big money from a school? Kyle, do you think the quarterbacks use no contact method because like the quarterbacks here at Bama, shotgun formation, Carson back to pass. He has time, throws it out, and it's going to be tipped up, and it's going to be incomplete. Man, Indiana's secondary is good. Do you think quarterbacks use a no-contact method because, I mean, when a quarterback goes into, like, the portal and they have no contacts, that means to me, that means tampering. But I don't know, right? Juan's going to start. 2nd and 10 for the Hurricanes. Indiana's secondary has kind of been everywhere. Here comes that pressure picked up by the running back and batted away. Damn, their secondary is fantastic. Did you see how that running back picked up that blitz from that linebacker? Did you see that? They're not going to show it here. Comes to the outside. What a play. Physical football on the outside. Love that. Get your hand up. Boom. Perfect. Great execution for the DB. Shoot. What's up, Miss Kimberly, on this Martin Luther King Monday? Yes. Shotgun formation, 3rd and 10. Here comes the pressure. Steps up. Great defense right there. They're able to get to Beck. This Indiana NFL team starting to shine through. Let's see, where did that come from? Was that a linebacker that got through there? Yeah, it was an inside linebacker that came up just right up the middle, right? Shoots right through that gap. Able to see their running back failed in protection miserably. That was on Fletcher right there. Fletcher complete. Come on, man. You got to do a better job than that in pass pro. Boom, he goes down. Miami to punt again. This will be the 3rd punt for Miami. They keep on going back and back and back. Running back missed, completely whiffed right there. This punt is out of bounds. Let's see how far that punt is. Man, that was vital right there. I don't know how far that punt was, but Indiana's got decent field position. Wow. Okay. Damn, that was a 54-yard punt. So, yeah, you talk about special teams. Look at this punter for Miami. He's punted 3 times. This punter's punted 3 times for an average of 49 yards per punt. Oh, man, I really like this username. Bamily. That was clever. That's good. I like this. All right, shotgun formation is going to be a handoff to the outside, and wow, he is wrapped up for a big loss right there. It's going to be 2nd and 16. Wow. You know what? Miami's defensive front is great. And you know what? They're really physical and fast. That's what we need, like physical, fast. Like these guys are, they seem, don't they seem more amped up, their defensive line? Handoff up the middle. Another big stop by their defensive line. Damn. 3rd and 15. Shoot. Let's see what they do on 3rd down right here. Miami only has 18 yards of offense, by the way, against the Indiana Bears. Should we call them the Indiana Bears or the Indiana Dolphins? I guess since the Bears are doing well, we'll call them the Indiana Dolphins. 3rd and 15. Let's see what happens. Shotgun formation. Here comes that pressure. I called for that screen. What did I say? I've been calling for that screen. Can't get the first down. They're going to have to punt. We still did that screen. I'd like to see it develop a little bit faster. Oh, Indiana Lions? That's not bad. I like that. I like the Indiana Dolphins. Right? Let's see what Unhinged has to say. What's up, dog? Appreciate you. After last week's game against Oregon, Heather Dinich and Paul Feinbaum brought up the fact that there are literally no stars in this team. Well, they're ruthless lane. Yeah. Well, and just like to your point, even Coach Saban said, he was like, yeah, they might not be 5 stars or whatever in high school, but they're 5 stars now, right? They've developed into 5 stars, right? That's what you should rank is like how many 5 stars have like rating like the actual players on the team. I don't care what Surratt was in high school. I don't care what Omar Cooper is in high school. Those guys are 5 stars now. I don't care what they were in high school. That's called development. That's called those guys working on their craft, right? Like, does Surratt look like a college 5-star? He looks like an NFL player. Their running back, I don't care what he was in high school. I care about what he is now. Miami's defensive front, those guys are playing at a very high level. Todd's brother's at the game. That's what's up, man. Appreciate you. And Jay, good to see you, man. Yes, Dad Boy. Yeah, okay. What, Dad Boy, this is to you, okay? Man to man. What do you see from Miami's defense? Like, what stands out to you? Just like person to person. It doesn't have to be highly, like just tell me what you see. To me, I see like they're attacking, they're hungry, they're physical, they're violent. They're big, right? Motors. Right, Brandon? Yes, Dad Boy. There you go. Right? Can we all agree with Dad Boy? They're physical, like super, super physical. Even against a really good offensive line. Yes, violent to the point of attack. Thank you. That's it. Yes. I guarantee you, Fernando's like, when he went over there, he's probably like, yo, man. These guys are coming. We need to figure out some stuff to take the heat off me because these guys are coming. Unhinged saying, yeah, damn, falling asleep, yes. Yeah, man. 4:40. That's what time I get up, man. So this and those workouts are so tough, man. So usually I try to go to bed by like 9. Yeah, I've been awake for 14 hours and 54 minutes. That's too old for a dog like me, man. That's too long. Punts away. He looks like he's going to slip. He's going to make a man miss. That's a playmaker right there. That's what you need. Do we have anybody like that returning punts? I don't know. Yeah, tough as nails. Thank you. Jonathan Allen, Jared Reed. Yeah, come on. Oh, he did it. Oh, he went down. He's down. He's down right there. Matthew Pate Official, what's up, bro? Man, that cat is special, though, huh? He's going to be in the NFL 100%. See, Miss Kimberly knows. That's sleep. Sleep is the new wealth. That's what they say. I don't know if that's true, but it feels a lot better when you sleep. All right, here comes Indiana. I'm sorry, here comes Miami. They have 18 yards of offense so far. Handoff literally goes nowhere. Man, yeah, there's a lot of bots today, right? By the way, we're in the second quarter. Yeah, I know. We wish we were watching Alabama. You know, 2020 keeps getting further away. I feel bad for those recruits that keep going over there. They're holding those old trophies. You have to, like, dust them off. Carson Beck back to pass, checks down, finds his receiver, still can't get a first down. They have 1 first down in this game so far. Indiana has 5. Indiana has 82 yards of offense to Miami's, 24? This is huge right here. Yeah, what's up, man? No, it's all good, dog. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. Little handoff up the middle. They still don't get it. Oh, my God. Yo, Indiana's defense coming with it. What a stuff. What a stuff, man. You know, because I think sometimes maybe Indiana's defense kind of playing with a chip on their shoulder because a lot of times I think their offense gets so much credit. But, yo, their defensive line has been fantastic as well. Each of these teams has absolute dogs in the trenches. What are they going to do here? I mean, shoot, they got to punt the ball again. Man, another good punt. Really good special teams. Wow. So 3-0, there's 12:57. We'll look at some stats real quick just so we can kind of paint the picture. All right, I'll bring the stats on the board over here. So Miami quarterback right here, Carson Beck, 2 of 6, 9 yards, just having a difficult time. And I would say it hasn't been because Indiana has necessarily been sending pressure, right? They really haven't. There was one time I think they got a sack, which was pivotal. Running back missed the block. But other than that, they've just been making good plays in the secondary. The secondary, violent hands, right? Knocking down balls, these things. Haven't really, they had a couple good runs, but not much. It's just been mostly Indiana's defense just been playing good football. On the other side, Indiana, they've had a little success offensively, but Miami's defensive front has kept them out of the end zone, right? They were able to get down and kick a field goal, but Fernando's uncomfortable as hell. He's already bleeding. He's 7 of 10, 62 yards. Some of their receivers are already starting to make some plays. This guy's tremendous. And when you kind of look to, kind of like head-to-head stats right here, team stats, this is the difference so far. It's like which defense was going to be better, right? Who was going to make more plays? And right now, the worst thing that Miami can do is have some sort of catastrophic because they're still in. Look, their defense is keeping them in, but Miami can't have some sort of catastrophic turnover. They don't need to panic. This is a good boxing match, right? So figure out a way to get some sort of offense going. And do they have dynamic weapons on the outside? I don't know. It seems like they have Malachi Toney, and then that's it. Do they have another good wide receiver? Do they have a good tight end? Right? Max, I kind of agree with you. It's kind of like they might have to open it up a little bit more. They got a good running back, but play good defense here and then try to figure out how to equalize it even with the field goal. You need some momentum offensively. Otherwise, you might not score the entire game. Yeah, and you're right. Jay points out this. The best thing that can happen for Miami right now is maybe their defense can create something to give them momentum, right? Hit the quarterback, come up with a interception, keep playing physical, right? Keep putting the pressure. Don't get down because the offense can't get something going. Keep them in the game. Look at this. Pressure's already dropped back. They already have 4. We knew that was going to be a critical part of Miami's defense, and they're doing that. We need Alabama to do this, as well as the other things that they're doing this past year, and then you have maybe a championship-level defense because they were pretty damn good. They just never committed to pressuring the quarterback. 1st and 10, Mendoza, RPO to the outside. Surratt, he's going to, great play. Keep doing that. Gain of 13 yards. 1st down. Man, I love that. Gets the ball out so quick. Maybe they should come up and press Surratt if they can on that. Surratt now has 3 catches, 28 yards. Omar Cooper Jr. has 2 for 36. 1st down and 10 from Miami. Yo, he's such a beast, bro. Surratt's going to be a dog in the NFL. Shotgun formation, another little RPO. You know what? That little freeze is giving them enough time to get the ball off. They weren't doing that in the first half, and Miami was just teeing off on them. Now that's kind of giving them. We never did RPO. Never. Angel, I didn't see that, but I mean, the best thing to talk about in college football is Alabama out of the playoffs, right? Because Alabama's giving so many people PTSD. Pass to the outside, completed that big tight end. Oh my goodness, that guy's such a beast. It literally took 6 guys to get him down. This is a good game. I've enjoyed this game. This is a good football game. Yeah, they're letting them play for sure. How many penalties we have so far? 3 penalties in the game. Third and 1 out of shotgun. I don't know if I like this. God, that running back's tough. I wouldn't have called that probably with our running backs, but that guy, they have confidence in their offensive line and their running backs to be able to do that. That was a critical 1st down. Oh, my God. 11-18 in the second quarter. Indiana at the Indiana 39-yard line. Mendoza, shotgun. Handoff, outside. He's met in the backfield. And this guy falls forward every single time. See, they use 2 running backs. This Hemby and Black. And they're each as physical as the other. And they always fall forward. They're physical running backs, man. Yes. Dude, Juan, yes. This guy, the running backs are angry. Shotgun formation, 2nd and 9. Surratt in motion. Another run up the middle, and it's going to get like a gain of 3, so it's going to be a 3rd and 6. And this is part of Cignetti's plan, right? Cignetti has said this. He wants to commit to running the football, and then it breaks you down in the 3rd quarter, right? Miami's defense been on the field a long time. Indiana has the ball right now, 10 minutes. Fernando, uncomfortable, big bat down, nearly interception. They're going to call a flag on the play. That's going to be a game-changing penalty. What just happened right there? Wow. Let's see what happened. Pass interference. Wow, they've been letting him play, and they call that? Oh, I don't know if I like that. There's been some other plays that they could have called, and they kind of let him play on that. There's a pass interference on Miami, and that's going to be an automatic 1st down, which is really going to move. I mean, that was tremendous for Indiana. It was a 3rd down, 3rd and 6, maybe a chance to get some momentum. Now that pushes down Indiana to the 45. Here's another 1st down. 10 minutes left before halftime. God, Miami's defensive front. Do you see how violent they are? Did you see that 99? Like, does Terrence Green play like that? Is he going to bring that? Did you see how he just got that running back and just like ate him up? Look at this. Look at that aggression. Fights through, right through the center, and just grabs that man. Holy cow. Damn, this is a good game. Woo! 2nd and 14. Man, they are just pounding the rock, right? Indiana's already ran the football 14 times. Not a lot, only 25 yards, but they're committing to running the ball. I felt so many times watching Alabama football that as soon as we found out we couldn't run it, we just abandoned it, right? We'd be like, shit, we can't run it. Start passing. Third and 12. Oh, my God, this is huge. I watch Charlie Becker right here, that big tight end. 3rd and 12. Woo, Miami's defense. You know what? I kind of came in here. I just want to see a good game, all right? But, like, right now, Miami's defense is winning my respect. I think the difference to me right now, I think the defenses are equal. I think Indiana has a better offense, and I think Miami's I think they got Beck, an okay offensive line, and they got Malachi Tonin, but I don't think they got anything else back there. That's kind of what it seems right now. Fletcher's good too. But I haven't been impressed with Miami's offense. Indiana has weapons all over the place. But this Miami defense, are they winning you over? They're winning me over. Violent defense. Shoot. Super impressive. So it's 3-0, 908. What you guys think, fam? What's like a takeaway so far? How can we get that type of defensive line? Is that mentality? Is that size, athleticism? Is that coaching? What is that? How do we get that here? That existed here before. That did 100%. This place was known for that. Aaron points out, he's like, "Oh, the defense has been like this all year." I guess it never really stood out to me like this because I watched Miami, a few times, but this is like crazy. Super impressed. What's up, Jay? Good to see you, bro. There really hasn't been like a big play, right? So it's 3-0. What was that? Like camp on the field thing? Did you all see that? What were they doing? No, I didn't see that photo, man. Really good game. I think this is a fantastic matchup so far. D4 says Bama went from physical to finesse. I can totally see that. I'd co-sign on that. 3rd and 13. Huge down right here. Comes the pass rush again. Man, yes, Miami. God bless. Make him uncomfortable, bro. I love that. You know what we would have done? Is there another flag on the play? Every 3rd down, there's a flag now? Oh, my God. Offsides on the defense. But see, I feel that sometimes in that situation, we wouldn't send that pressure. What we would do, we'd send 3, right? And sometimes it worked out, but like we were net. How many quarterbacks? Okay, this is a good question. How many quarterbacks did we make uncomfortable this year? Like, how many quarterbacks do we make quit? Did we Do we make any quarterback like quit? I'd have to think about it. I don't know. Handoff right up the middle. God bless, man. Look at this running back. Man, those penalties on third downs. There's been 2 penalties on third downs. A pass interference and a false start. And this running back right here has been shot out of a cannon. Yo, this black is nasty, man. He has 5 attempts for 40 yards. This is one of the best running backs in the country. 100%. Pass to the outside. Now they're cooking. Little 3-yard route to number 3. Shoot. Damn. Do you see that running back? Look at this. Boom. Yards at the contact. Keep going. Hit the hole. Great blocking up front. There you go. You run it on 3rd and 8. That's how confident they are in running the ball. They ran the ball 14 times for 41 yards. Indiana's key to this game, while they'll probably win this game, is committing to establishing a run. 1,000,000%. You see it right here every single time. 2nd and 7. RPO. Freeze them up. Throw it to the outside. Charlie Becker. Yo, this is incredible. What a play right there. What a play. The Indiana Dolphins. Man. 85-yard drive. Woo! Man. Wow. That was a crazy drive. Let's see, 11 plays, 85 yards, 4 for 5, 43 yards, and then rushing 6 for 25. Great balance. 10-0. Love it. Super, super impressive drive. Play is under review, so it might not be a touchdown, but they're going to be right there. All right, so looks like we'll put we'll take off the score. Miami's already fighting with each other. Can't have a cosmic collapse right here. What a drive it's been. Now, I appreciate you guys if you guys are hanging out too. Guess he's out of bounds, right? Charlie Becker's been great this year. Super underrated. He's like a 6'4". He caught a touchdown versus Bama. Where'd he go out of bounds? Like right there at the 5, something like that, 6. Indiana Land Sharks. That's not bad. I like that. Indiana Buccaneers. Well, okay, let's think of it. Okay, here we go. What could we name Indiana like if they're a pro football team? I'm just messing around saying Dolphins, but clearly that won't work. Okay, so Indiana NFL team. What would they be? What is like familiar with Indiana? Okay, we got Indiana Packers. Yo, the Packers might move to Indiana. Like for real, right? 1st and goal. They took away the touchdown. Handoff up the middle. He's going to be stuffed. Jeez, man. These are some grown men. This is, you know what? This reminds me of a professional football game, at least in the trenches. Ooh, you know what? I really like this right here. The Indiana Racers. Because you have the Pacers and the Racers. Ooh, I love that. I love Racers. I'm going to write that down. Yeah, Indiana Racers. Okay, that's my first one. Indiana Racers. 2nd and goal for Indiana. 2nd and 4 from the 4-yard line. The Milkmen? That's not bad. It's funny. Handoff of the middle. Oh, my God. He's to the 2. Okay, we got the Milkmen. Yeah, I saw the Bears might move to Indiana, right? Indiana's full of corn. Okay. Indiana. The Cobbers. Oh, the portals? Hey, that's not bad. The Indiana portals. Oh, I like the portals. That's good. Okay. Timeout. It's going to be 3rd and goal. Indiana Jaguars. Okay, Huskers. All right. The Giraffes. The Nerds. That's not bad. I like kind of nerds. It's funny. What else? What else is like Indiana known for? Should we look it up? What is Indiana known for? Okay, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Okay. Oh, vast corn and soybean fields. Soybean? Anything with soybean? Fam? Transformers? The the cobblers. Let's see. Basketball, hospitality. I mean, just really agriculture. That's it. Huh. There's not a. It just doesn't say a lot. I don't know. Like no disrespect to Indiana, just not a lot of things are popping up. Amish, the Indiana Joneses, Cornholios. That's not bad. The Marbles, Wagoneers. Wagoneers isn't bad. The Rats, the Dunes. Yeah, there's the Indiana Dunes. I just saw that. But the soybeans, right? The bean. How about the Beanmen? Cummins, the company, the Jackson 5. Yes, I saw Jackson 5s there. Indiana Jackson. The Predators. The Cubans. That's not bad. Cousin Fernando. I got you. Oh, and yeah, because isn't he like Cuban descent, but Mark Cuban? Oh, that's a good one. Because isn't he's backing the team, right? Mark Cuban is like the main guy. You know what? How about that? The Cubans. The Indiana Cubans. It's hilarious. Oh, man. Indiana crime shooters. Let's see. The Sawyers. Oh, that's funny. The Takers. I like the Racers. I'll put up a poll real quick. Let's see. The Red Dogs, the Corn Feds. That's not bad. The Nothing to Do's. All right, 3rd and 1. What do you think they're gonna do? Wildcat? I'm just kidding. I guess I'm gonna have to talk to like a counselor about that. I hate it, but I'll admit it. I can't get past it. Handoff up the middle to that big tight end. Heavy package. Love it. Love to see it. Indiana 10. Miami 0. Ground and pound. Physical football. Physical football. 14 plays, 85 yards. Okay. That's a long, sustaining drive that, you know, is kind of backbreaking. I think that particular drive, let's see what they did there. They had 4 passes for 38 yards. They had 9 rushes for 31 yards, okay? That type of drive is demoralizing for the entire team. They drove down the entire field, right? And what it did was it kept Miami's defense on the field. That was the best thing that Miami had going right now, was the defense, right? But now the defense finally, like, that was the first knockdown. It's not over, but they got knocked down. So now that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on Miami's offense, which is already having a hard time getting anything going. They have 26 yards in this game so far. So that puts pressure on Carson. Indiana gets all the momentum, and they lead 10-0. So, I mean, that type of drive, 14, 85 yards, 628, that's Saban-type football. Physical, good quarterback play, right? They adjusted to all the pressure that Miami's been sending with more RPO. We never ran RPO. Never. With a quarterback that I felt could run, but it seems like they were playing a quarterback who had a hurt back all year, which is crazy. I'm like, wow, they must have really not had faith in the other quarterbacks to not give them, because after the season they're like, look at all these injuries Ty played with. You're like, really? So you were playing a quarterback that wasn't healthy? That's crazy. All right, let's see what they could do. Yeah, Todd, good point out. Yeah, they ran the ball effectively, 100%. All right, shotgun formation, handoff to Fletcher. He's going to get a couple. God, that running back can move the pile. I like this running back. See, can Daniel Hill be that? Can Daniel Hill be what Fletcher is for Miami for us? You see what I'm saying? I don't know how big Fletcher is for Miami. Let's look it up. I guarantee you Daniel Hill's bigger than him. How big is this guy? Cause he's a big man. Yeah, okay. He's 6'2", 225. Maybe we slim Daniel down a little bit, and maybe that will allow him to have a little bit more speed. Not saying he's terribly slow, but he's just, he didn't seem overly fast. Maybe slim him down just a little bit, keep his power. But maybe Daniel Hill could be Fletcher, because Fletcher can move the pile. He has 6 carries for 21 yards. Shotgun formation, Fletcher in the backfield. Keep running it. Love it. Love it. He should have got the first down right there. He tripped up. James points out, he's like, that's all Miami has is Fletcher. Back as a joke, should have been in the league 2 years ago. 100%, man. That's where we're at. Isn't that crazy? That guys aren't even going to class and they're playing college football. How is that right? God, stuffed in the backfield. Look at that defense, man. Wow. Cooked. 4 minutes to go, and they're going to have to punt again, right? Let's see what they did here. Oh, wow. Look at that defense, man. Shoot. They just closed in immediately. That's where that running back doesn't have speed, plus Indiana's front is just incredible as well. 4th and 1, they're going for it. Oof. I guess you got to. Right? Play to win. Did he get it? I don't know what happened there. Did he get that, fam? Did they stop him? Where are they going to spot that at? They got it. All right. Whew. Oh, my God. Matthew says they just went for like Bama. Shoot. But they ran a play that I guess made sense, right? They used their power back to go. We put Daniel Hill in motion and had Daniel Hill toss it out to Jeremy Bernard. All right, first down. Okay, let's see what Miami's got. 3 minutes to go. Carson back to pass. Goes downfield, wide open. Good pass, and that's going to get Miami to the 40-yard line. Okay, that's the best thing that's happened for Miami's offense so far. Can they capitalize? Because Indiana gets the ball in the third quarter. Psycho Signetti. I like that. That's funny. Damn, that was a nice throw. Right in that zone. Damn, that's a good ball. Nice ball. Liked it. I don't know, Curtis. It seems like I want Miami to win, but I want a good game. I want it to be as dramatic as possible. I don't want like a blowout. shotgun formation, pass the outside. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to come on here and for it to just be a blowout. I want I want them to score, and I want some drama, and we'll see how it goes. I will be honest though. I think for Bama's sake, like covering Bama, it would be miserable. It would be more like, what's more miserable for us in the offseason? It would be more miserable with Miami winning. Now that I think about it, right? Wouldn't it be more? It would be more miserable if Miami wins the championship. Indiana wins. It opens up a lot of questions about college football in general. Miami wins. All Miami will care about it. It would be crazy. The first thing, as weird as this is, Miami will win the championship, and then they'll do something about Alabama. I don't know. I can't explain it. But if Indiana wins, it's like, yo, what's happening in college football? This is how crazy it is. And what if I told you 5 years ago that Indiana was going to be like a professional football team? What if we were having a conversation, right? Like during COVID, right? You came over to my house and we're having like an old fashioned, and we're sitting here and I was like, you know what? I've been told one thing about the future. You'd be like, no way. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm serious. You'd be like, well, what? Tell me. I'd be like, well, I've been told that in the future that Indiana is going to be the greatest football team, in 2025, going into the 2026 season. You'd be like, get the hell out of here, right? Here we are. Matthew Pace says this, Kyle, what does Bama need to do next season for the board not to be on the hot seat? Run the football. Commit to running the ball. Kane's got a good grip on the defense. It comes down to establishing balance, period. If they don't have balance and they can't run the football, him and Grubb will go down on the ship together. Alabama is not going to be able to sustain in the SEC in this climate without being able to be overly physical. If they're not physical, if they're not being able to control time of possession, then that's it. That's what I think. So can you establish in what we want them to do, and then that's how physicality, I don't know. The first 3 games, as usual, it's going to be perfect, right? We're going to get everything that we want. They're going to beat all these crappy teams. You're going to get redemption against Florida State. And, Bama will climb back up into the top 10, right? Because it doesn't take Bama long to get momentum. Bama wins a game, they're back, right? On3 has Bama ranked in the way too early, and it's ridiculous having rankings right now, but they ranked them 17. So let's say after they beat Florida State and get some redemption, they kind of climb back. That beginning stretch of the SEC games is crazy. It's going to be. The good thing is you have a lot of home games, but I think the schedule is actually harder this coming season than it was this past season. I haven't even looked. Is everybody leaving from this Indiana team? Or are these guys re-signing? Are they fighting the NCAA to come back? Why not just come back? Hand off to Fletcher. He goes nowhere, maybe 2 yards. What's up, Nathan? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, and I think that the expectations here, Sam, are they're crazy. If they don't get back, think about the pressure for DeBoer, right? The quarter and nice pass. It goes for 8 yards. It's going to be what, 4th down? DeBoer's the we're in a weird situation because they went to the quarterfinals of the playoffs, right? But the way that they lost made it seem like the season was a complete, utter disaster by the score of that game, right? And so now, going into this next year, not only do you have to get past the quarterfinals, like that's the baseline now. The baseline is like now the semifinals. Could you imagine if they don't make, like, it? I don't think you even want to make the SEC championship anymore. I mean, Ole Miss and Georgia didn't, or Ole Miss and A&M didn't make it, right? But I think, like, what would you say the baseline is for success for DeBoer this coming year? Like semifinal? Will you be really disappointed if Alabama doesn't make like the semifinals? Do you think they should make the championship game? I think reaching the championship game for anybody in this type of world now for college football is going to be almost impossible. All right, so we got a field goal attempt by Miami. Kick is up, and it is good. It is no good. Oh, my God. No good. 33 seconds on the clock, and he missed it. I thought that was good. What happened? I went to type it, and he missed it. Did it hit the pole? Bing. Oh, my God. That's a karma miss. Right? It's a look at Carson Beck. Damn it. The kicker even has a mustache. Shoot. Wow. Hit the field goal post. That's a karma. That's something with karma. You only missed that with karma. Look at this running back. Indiana, by the way, has run the ball 18 times for 53 yards now. Shoot. Hey, there's Coach Saban. He's got his glasses on. He looks good. There's Saban. Baby, come back. Mendoza gets a pass off there across. They're at the 50 now with 3 seconds. So I guess they're just going to bomb it. They called the timeout with 3 seconds left. Yeah, Saban looks good. All right, so I guess 3 seconds, they're going to bomb it. We're going in the half 10-0. I've enjoyed this game. I think it's been a good game. Yeah, there you go, James. Baby, come back. You can blame it all me. Oh, man. I'm ahead of you? Dude, I'm ahead of nobody. Why do we keep getting these spam things inside the box? Just makes things a little bit harder. Hide from channel. And they're like endless. It's relentless. I mean, I appreciate the grind, but it's like, geez. So 5 seconds now on the clock. Mendoza's running around, throws it up in the air, launches it. Oh, my God. They almost caught it. All right, so we go into the halftime break 10-0. I would say, like, takeaways. Well, let's look at the stats real quick. Did he almost catch this? Oh, no. I mean, he got it there, though. Hold on, I'm listening to Mario. Let's see what Signetti says real quick. Wow. 3 personal fouls. Signetti's saying that there was 3 personal fouls that weren't called. All right, so Signetti just said that there was 3 personal fouls that weren't called in the game. Do you agree with him? I know one for sure. I don't know about the other 2, but there was one for sure where there was a Miami defender that hit Fernando right in the chin. That one wasn't called. I would say that Indiana did benefit from maybe a pass interference call that helped them kind of move the ball downfield on a 3rd down. But anyways, the stats, look, Miami is having trouble moving the football, plain and simple, all right? 6 of 10, 49 yards. The Fletcher, 9 of 26. And I think a lot of that has just been good defense for Indiana. Indiana's been playing really good in the secondary. They also have a quarterback sack that came at a timely point in the game. Fernando Mendoza in Indiana's offense, they have been, I would say, the aggressor. It hasn't been like an overly aggressive approach. It's been exactly what Signetti wants to do, and that is kind of imposing their will slowly. It's like fighting like a python. You know what I'm saying? They're like slowly just wrapping you up and like tightening. And this young man right here is probably my MVP so far. Number 8 is amazing. He's a great running back. 7 of 43. It's allowed Mendoza to make some good decisions because they started to go to RPO, and they're afraid of this guy. And this guy runs like a cannonball, right? 7 of 43, but this is the biggest number right here. And why you're like probably get tired of it, Kyle. Why is it so important to commit to running the football? Because look, they're about to run it 40 times in the national championship game. 40 times, right? They already ran it. You think they're going to run it less in the second half? They're going to run it more, right? I would say they get close to running it 50 times in the championship game, right? And if you were to ask Signetti, why is it important for you to commit to running the football? Why? Because it wears the defense down. That one scoring drive that they had, it was like, almost 7 minutes. You had Miami's defense out there. And then you have wide receivers that are just better than everybody else. Cooper's better than everywhere else. Surratt's better than everybody else. Charlie Becker's better than everybody else. This tight end, number 37, he's an absolute monster. Indiana is the better football team. Indiana is a better football team than everybody in college football. At the halftime, look at the difference between the Indiana Racers and the Miami Hurricanes, right? 169 to 69. Passing yards, rushing yards, right? First downs, 11 of 3. Look at this. This is the most telling number right here. Miami's 0 of 6 on 3rd downs. That's the biggest difference in the game right there is the 3rd downs. Red zone, haven't been in the red zone. They didn't play the special teams, right? The punter's been really good, but the kicker missed a field goal. You got to play great in 3 phases of the game. Indiana gets the football coming out of half, right? I was going to do the exact same thing that I did on that last scoring drive. Keep running the ball and punch it in again. Go up 17-0, right? So those are kind of my takeaways is that Indiana is committed to running the football. They've been able – and you know what the one thing that they did, fam? The one thing that Indiana did was they adjusted to all that pass rush by running the football up the middle, but also hitting them with the RPO. Because now you're scared that 8's going to get the ball every time, and then Mendoza gets the ball out so quick You don't know what's coming. That's neutralized Miami's rush. So it is 10-0. Come here, babe. Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
We're like, hey, so, you could take over the second half for me?
No.
No? Are you watching the game?
No.
What are you watching?
What?
Are you watching a movie?
No.
Did you
No. But I was going to right now.
warm up that teriyaki? Just put it in
Hi.
there for like a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, babe. That's Lacey. We made, that's my twin. We're twins. So we had, I made teriyaki, chicken teriyaki. It was like, it was so good. Oh my God. And I have that ready for the kids downstairs. So it's not, I mean, the way that I do my chicken, we're on halftime right now. But the way that I do the chicken teriyaki, it's not complicated. I basically just do kind of like the holy trinity, right? You got your celery, your onions, your carrots. You get all that together, kind of season them up with some olive oil. Let that get going in another pan, or in a bowl, rather. Chop up the chicken breast, kind of cube it, and then put the teriyaki. I put ketchup and mustard kind of as binders, put that together. Then put it all into a pan, kind of mix it up, put the teriyaki sauce a little bit more. Cook it, let it coast up, and then heat up some rice, cook some rice, and then that's it. Put in a little soy sauce. What's up, Ron? Yeah, I appreciate it, dog. Thanks for being here. Oh, Lacey, to say family? Yeah, she say family. She's trying out in February for Sound of Music. Yeah, you just put a little bit of ketchup and mustard. I know it sounds weird, but you put a little bit of ketchup and mustard. Not a lot. Um, Teriyaki is going to be like, if you're saying 100% of the sauce, 80% is going to be, maybe 85%. 90% is going to be teriyaki sauce. And then the rest is just like a quick hit of ketchup and a quick hit of mustard. And then you could even, kind of, on a pro tip, is put in a little bit of honey on top of it. Yeah, it's bomb. It's like, it's ridiculous. And then Caden, he's at work right now. So he works at, Indiana Cutters is dope. I like that. And Cutters would make sense because, like, cutting cigars back by Cuban, you know what I'm saying? That might make sense. And then I also made, yesterday I baked. So what I do is I baked some golden potatoes, and then I put them in basically like, like a cupcake pan. But I smashed them, and I put some olive oil in there, and then I put some like half egg whites and then half egg. Mix that together. Put a little bit of Greek yogurt in there, along with some bacon bits, and then some really good cheddar cheese. Mixed it all together. Put those in the baking dishes, and then baked it at 425 for about 16, 17 minutes, and it made like these little protein cups. Yeah, it was bomb. See if I can show you guys one of those. I always cook. I mean, I'm constantly cooking, so. But the muffins were just like outstanding. See you lot, gaming. Take it easy, man. Appreciate you, bro. We'll see you in the morning for Wake Up Bama. Still got to cut that tonight. More spam? Jay, what's up, dog? Good to see you, man. Sweet dreams, Lad Gaming. What show are you watching, Lad Gaming? What shows is everybody watching? Everyone post your like Netflix or like HBO show. Go. 1, 2, 3, go. What do you guys got? Miss Amanda James is mixing sourdough. Okay. Everybody loves sourdough. Keelan Russell, how do you feel about 13 113 followers on TikTok. Yeah, it's good, man. Yep. I mean, there's consistency, like do your thing. I mean, I'm sure you'll start your own YouTube channel, right? I mean, everybody starts their own YouTube channel. And I think that's great. And but to really dive into anything, just like in anything in life, you want to be an artist, you want to be a painter, you want to be a mechanic, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be Coach Saban, you want whoever you want to be, you have to be able to work, right? Because in this life, nothing is going to be given to you. And it's really easy to do something for a week. It's really easy to do something Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Can you do it Thursday? Can you do it Friday? Can you do it Saturday? Can you do it Sunday? Can you do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Can you do it for 51 consecutive Mondays? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have that type of mentality? And it's a challenge because life comes at you. You got different responsibilities that come up. You get sick, you get tired, you get burnt out, you get frustrated that the numbers aren't there. You get frustrated about this and that. You start grasping at straws, and then you don't see your instant results. So you're just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to do something else. Right? And that's what separates people that are successful from people that aren't successful, is kind of that being able to continue to kind of keep going through and keep kind of pushing through when you don't see the results, because the results aren't always going to be there. And it's just like anything. Like if you're working on your body, if you're working on your mental health, if you're working on your business, whatever it is, like if you don't have, consistency and performance in all those particular areas, then you're not going to get to where you want to. So yeah, man, thank you so much. And I appreciate it. Thank you, bro. It's hard. I mean, there's times even for me professionally is like, man, I don't see it. I don't see it right now. Why? I don't have it right now. Why? Well, because it's not the time, right? And I think a lot of time is like, why don't I have it now? Or like, when am I gonna get it? When am I gonna get there? Well, a lot of times, like Kobe said, it's not about the destination. It's about the journey. It's about that daily input. That's it. The journey's great. Ups, downs, struggle, wins, losses, right? Learning experiences. That's the journey. The destination is great. But how many times in life do we get to a destination and we're like, all right, what's next? You see what I'm saying? It's like, don't rush the process either. The process is the process because it takes time. And Coach Saban always talks about like the cake not being baked. You can't rush a cake, right? Cake is ready when it's ready. All right, let's see what you got, man. What are you guys watching? Let's see. Okay. We're still on the naming the team. You guys like that, huh? Indiana Lumberjacks. Miami Got a Gamble. His and Hers on Netflix. What is that? American Dad. See, you know what's crazy? Everybody watches something else. Rarely will you find people watching the same show. There's a couple shows that everybody watches, kind of, right? But everybody's watching some other show. You're like, who watches that? And it's someone that you know. You're like, really? So watch. Let's just see. Okay, American Dad, Stranger Things, of course. People Are Loving Landmen. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we got two for His and Hers. His and Hers. We got Tulsa King, Fallout. Chosen is good. Taz just saying YouTube. Jay said YouTube as well. What is this, dirt bike? What are you watching? Welcome to Derry. Never heard of that. Yellow Jackets. The Nun 2. See what I'm saying? Everybody's watching something different. It's wild. I've never seen The Chosen. Man, I'm terrible. That's okay. True talk. It's really hard for me to commit to a new show. Like, I gotta really trust you. I'm not gonna just be like, oh, his and hers, cool, and just watch it. Nope. You gotta. I have to trust you that you have like a really good volume of things that you're watching. I'm telling you, I can't. See, even all these suggestions that you're giving, I won't watch any of them. Nope. Hard Knocks. What's up, Chris? I appreciate you being here, bro. Let's see. Yeah, Landman. See, never watched Landman either. Oh, okay. 11/22/63. That's the JFK, right? That's my birthday. Not like 63, but 83, right? So 20 years later, I was born. If you're looking for my birthday. Tulsa King. All right, people saying Tulsa King. What's up, Byron? Good to see you again. Rex is saying The Chosen. Huh. Is the best Christian show ever made. Wow. I haven't seen that. The Queen's Gambit. Okay, yeah, I've heard of this, actually. And Miss Kimberly's been watching a lot of classic cartoons. Okay. Like what? Like like you taking it way back? Like Warner Brothers, like Bugs Bunny and stuff? Oh, who's watching Sopranos? Yeah, that's my show. Okay, you got points. Sopranos my show. Because I hadn't watched Sopranos. We're at halftime, by the way. We're just hanging out. I hadn't seen Sopranos up until like 4 years ago. And when I watched it, I was like, wow. But see, this is the thing. This is the biggest thing is people out there that have seen Sopranos. And okay, so like my top shows, Sopranos, Breaking Bad, but they say that one show is better than Sopranos, which is really hard for me to believe, but I haven't watched it yet. And that's The Wire. And they said that The Wire is actually better than The Sopranos, which just blows my mind to think about. Woodlawn, for you people in Alabama, Woodlawn is a good movie. Huh. Interesting. Andy Griffith, my grandfather used to watch Andy Griffith all the time, right? The Andy Griffith Show. Yeah, see The Wire. See what I'm saying? That boy knows. Yep. See, Casey knows. And it's really hard because The Sopranos is like it to me. I'm like, there's no way that a show can be better. And they're like, it's just a little bit better, bro. I'm sorry, but it is. And I've been trying. I tried to watch like a couple episodes. It's just I don't know what's going on. Why I can't like fully commit to The Wire. But I need to do that because they say like once it gets cooking, it's like it's unbelievable. So we're about to enter the second half of this game. They have like a Mercedes climbing like a mountain. Oh, you're doing like Scooby Doo, Doug, Rugrats. Oh wow, you're really taking it back. Scooby Doo was good, and then you had his little what was it? His brother, or like his cousin was Scrappy. What was Scrappy to Scooby Doo? He was like they were related somehow, and Scrappy was that he was just that. He was down to go. Like he would fight anybody, any monster that came up. And the crazy thing was it didn't matter because Scrappy was just down. Right? Sons of Anarchy, yeah, good show. Remember the Jetsons? And when the Jetsons and the Flintstones met, that was crazy. We're still on halftime, fam, so We're just talking shows. Rocky and Bullwinkle. Do you remember Beavis and Butthead? Remember what that? I couldn't like. I remember just staying up really late as like a teenager, and that came on. That's when I knew it was like late. And it was just a weird show. And that was still the time, like if you're old enough, that's when music videos were like something. And music videos were like life. That was basically like our Spotify. That was our Apple Music, was basically turning it on to MTV or VH1, and then later, BMT came along. But it's like those were the areas that played music videos. And then all that changed. It was crazy. Right? And the music used to come up and it would say like the title, the artist, and like who wrote it on the bottom left in white text. King of the Hill. No, I haven't seen the new season. The Simpsons is hilarious. I've always loved The Simpsons. Short game. What's up, man? We're at halftime. Basically, kind of throwing it back. Sometimes we get back into like retro mode. We started talking about shows, and then we started talking about we went back on like old cartoons, and then we went back to music, and so we're basically just kind of reflecting. Yeah, Nicole, 100%. The 90s and the 2000s. I was just driving around the neighborhood playing Brandy, right? Sitting up in my room, back and think about you. I must confess. Yeah, I mean those songs hit. Yeah, Tough as Nails. You like Van Halen? So does Lacey. Lacey's a huge like 80s rock. So she loves Def Leppard. So we always rock like our favorite album is like the Hysteria. That album is crazy. It's so good. Every song is better than the next. Michael Fortenberry was into grunge in the 90s. Yeah, a lot of people were. Grunge, yeah, there was some bangers there too. Yeah, Brandy was good. Didn't she went to prom with Kobe, I think. If I remember, right? That's taking it way back. Oh, Jamie saying King of the Hill superior to The Simpsons? Oh, dog, I disagree. Oh, man, I love The Simpsons. All right, looks like we're getting out of halftime. 10-0. I think, look, clearly this next drive, it like could be make or break. All right? Did I listen to MJ? Yeah, there was a time period. I grew up on all sorts of music, right? So I didn't really like. I was kind of like, I remember like being at home, and I don't remember listening to too much music with my dad. But when I was with my mom, she was always playing a variety. Like she was either playing like Toby Keith, or she was playing like Tony Braxton, right? So she kind of like she was all over the place. So I just kind of, and then when I would go stay with my grandparents, it was all country, George Strait, Randy Travis, which I still listen to now. Like I'm all like, you wouldn't believe me, but like before the show starts, I'm usually listening to like Randy Travis, right? I know, crazy. George Strait, I love George Strait. Pearl Jam's dope. Yeah. All right, shotgun formation. We're in the third quarter of this game. First play is another handoff. And this guy always falls forward every single time. 10-0. Now, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. We'll see what happens on this drive. If it starts to get away a little bit, we'll see where we're at, and then we might bounce out. Oh, I love Nirvana, Soundgarden, so good. Love it. That's crazy, Amanda. Wow, that's wild. Back to pass. Mendoza under heat. He goes down. Okay. Man, sacked again. It's going to be, man, this is a huge third down. What is going to be 3rd down and 17? Wow. Where did that pressure come from? Wow, just that left side, right? Okay, so it's 3rd and 17. Critical down. You can't have some pass interference call right here. Let's see what they do. They're going to run the – oh, my God. Was that a face mask? Oh, my God. I just said that's going to be a 1st down. Oh, my God. Are you serious? Wow. Every 3rd down, critical. Oh, my God, a 1st down. Every critical 3rd down, there has been a penalty. Wow. 3rd and 17. That might be the game right there. I'm dead serious. No, unhinged, dude. This is the first time I've been ahead of anybody. You should see when we do like a real watch along for the main football games. When Bama's playing, I'm always behind. 1st and 10 now for Indiana. Unbelievable. I called it too, man. I was like, look, penalty. Here we go. 2nd and 9 after the handoff. God, man, these bots are just unbelievable. They're just relentless. Second and 9 for the Cutters. Here comes the heat. Mendoza back to pass. I almost feel like there's going to be like flag like every time now. See? Yeah. Alicia's TV's ahead. There you go. The only time that you can be ahead is if the game is like on channel 7 and you have an antenna. The antenna, that's what I did this past season. The antenna is crazy. It's so ahead, it's wild. All right, we got a 3rd and 9. Penalty or no penalty? 4 wide receivers. Mendoza back to pass. Here comes that pressure. They got him again. Oh, my goodness. Relentless. Can Miami's offense do something? Jeez. Come on. How many times have they sacked him? Let's see. They have 3 quarterback sacks. And how many pressures? Let's see. I don't know if my sheet has pressures. I said they pressured him at least 10 times. 4th down. Okay, so Indiana to punt. That was like so huge for this game. Punt is away. Fielded by Malachi Tony. Look at him. Makes a couple guys miss. He's out to the outside. And nice little punt return. It's going to go out of bounds. But it was a 49-yard punt. Good punt. Yeah, I know. James, 100% right. I don't understand why, but the antenna is faster than anything. It's crazy. And my antenna, it's weird. I think I've showed you. It looks like a piece of paper. Literally. It's like this thin. And you just put it on your wall. So tomorrow on Wake Up Bama, just a little preview, I'm talking about the coaching staff. So I'm going to go through the entire coaching staff from the head coach all the way to special teams and discuss those coaches and ask questions about each of those coaches. I think you'll like it. I kind of give the roster a little bit of break because we've been like so deep on the roster. Now I think we'll take a look at the coaches and ask some questions if you think there's going to be really some coaching changes going forward. I think a lot of people are hopeful. I don't think it's realistic, but we can, ponder those questions at least. So that'll be coming up tomorrow at 4 a.m. Yes. Yes, the antenna for like the games, and it's crystal clear. I'm telling you. Right? So Damon knows what's up, bro. Yeah. I mean, the only reason that, now the game is on ESPN, so. All right, so we're in the third quarter. It's 10-0. Miami with this is huge right here for them. They need some points. Man, if they would have hit that field goal, they could have been, a touchdown away from tying it. They missed the field goal. What was the line on this game? Was it 7? Oh, Lacey? Oh, yeah, we're twins. Literally. Yes. Lacey and I are like absolute twins. Yeah, watch. I show you guys. My son looks more like his mother. But me and Lacey definitely are similar, like in our personalities, in terms of like being theatrical and being funny. But Kaden and I are more similar in terms of kind of like the mentality and kind of like how structured we are. Lacey's not an A type at all. She's B type. That's where we completely are different. I'm more A type. She's B type. Kaden is super A type. He works at Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? Like he's very systematic. All right, here we go. We got Miami coming out. It's 1st and 10. Miami at their own 38-yard line. Shotgun formation. Carson back to pass. Stands clean in the pocket. He's going to complete a pass, and it's going to go for about, 5 yards. 2nd and 5. 11:33 left in the third. Alicia's saying I got to go pick up my kids every day. No. Luckily, I don't. They're graciously, one of my friends who also has some kids the same age, she picks them up every day. Hand up to the outside. Here comes. This guy's going to his house. My goodness, 57-yard TD for Fletcher. We got ourselves a game. Oh, my goodness. Yo, that was crazy. Let's rewind the tape on that. What happened? He was shot out of a cannon. 2 plays, 62 yards. This could have been tied. 10-10. Wow. 57-yard TD strike. Man. 10 to should be 7. They hit this. There we go. Oh man, here we go. All right, let's see let's see what happened here. You got that tackle, makes a good block. Tight end makes a good block. And he's just fast. Gets to the outside. He's a lot faster than I thought. Good block right there by the wide receiver, sealing him off. Maybe a little hold. Maybe just a little tiny hold. Little baby hold. That was a hold, right? Did you see that? Little baby hold. All right, but we got ourselves a game. What older back does Fletcher remind you of? I mean, he's a big cat. 225 pounds? I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, look, Daniel Hill is one of the bigger backs that they've had in a while. Now, I think some of the bigger backs, right? Like Derrick Henry, what was he? Probably like 240 when he was here. Daniel Hill's probably around the same size. Eddie Lacy, I think, because we've looked this up before, I think Eddie Lacy, to be honest, on the roster, he was listed at like 253. What about Bo Scarborough? You know what? That might be a good comparison. Bo Scarborough and Fletcher. You guys like that? Lacy was bigger. Lacy's about 30 pounds bigger, which is crazy to think about. What about Fletcher and Bo Scarborough? I think that could be a good comparison. 10-7, third quarter, after a 57-yard touchdown run by Fletcher. You guys are thinking Eddie Lacy? Richardson? Yeah, Trent. That was a hell of a run, though. Shoot. Bo was like 6'2". Well, how tall is Fletcher? Is he? All right, I guess we'll look it up. How tall is Fletcher? All right, Fletcher, Miami. He looks tall. Yeah, he's 6'2", 225. So, yeah, I mean, look. Mark Fletcher, 6'2", 225. And let's see Bo Scarborough. Bo was, let's see. Where's his height and weight at? I don't see where he's at. I forget that Bo was from here, right? 6'1", 235. Dang, Bo was 6'1", 235, so he was even 10 pounds bigger than Fletcher. This is a big back. Shoot. Let's see Trent Richardson's size. Yeah, I thought he's a little bit shorter. Yeah, 5'9", 230? Oh, my God, what a bowling ball, huh? I think I'm going with Bo, I think. Trent Richardson, 5'9", 230. Talk about power. Can you imagine that? This is like crazy. All right, so here comes Indiana. Keep sending that pressure, Miami. That's their defense, man. Glenn Coffee. We're getting some Glenn Coffee. Let's see what Glenn was. Glenn Coffee size. Sometimes I forget about Glenn Coffee. 6', 209. Okay, it's a little bit smaller. You know what? I think Bo played at Northridge, right? I think he played at Northridge and then transferred to IMG, if I'm not mistaken. Handoff to the outside. Big run by Indiana. He's going to pick up more than a first down. Kind of stumbles for like 15 yards. And that's going to be a first down by Hemby. Man, Indiana has run the football 24 times for 57 yards. Now, Miami has run the ball 13 times for 77 yards. We're seeing a common theme in this game. Isn't it ironic that the teams are running the ball? Do you find that, like, ironic? That was the one thing that we couldn't do, and that's the two things that the teams in the championship game are doing. Look at this. Even this run right here. Indiana and Miami both ran the football. All right, Fletcher, 57 yards. In explosive plays. Let me ask you this. Did we have any big explosive running plays? Right? Not really. We had one run by Daniel Hill, but we didn't have explosive running plays like that. Did we? Oh, we had one. We had one by A.K. Deere, and then we never saw him again. Right? And then Unhinged says, Kyle, I meant to tell you pronunciation of Houston is Houston. Oh, that's dope. I like that. Houston County. Okay, cool. I'll note that. Houston. Taking it to the Houston. That was the only one we had is A.K. Deere. And then we're like, yo, he made an explosive. Take him out. 10-7. 3rd and 3. Huge down right here. Here comes the pressure. It's going to be complete. It's going to be dropped. Was that a fumble? They're going to call it incomplete. Surratt dropped it, but they sent the pressure. Wow. Came out, did a little hitch. How did he drop? Oh, he started running before that. Incomplete, right? Is that incomplete? Wow. He was running before he caught it. Unbelievable. That's the first drop I've seen. Wow, they're going to have to punt here. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Huge. Man, punts away. Tony's going to field catch it at like the 12. I just don't believe that Miami has like the offensive components to still, like, I don't know. That field goal is going to, hopefully, that isn't the difference. Casey is a Saints fan, loves Mark Ingram. Yeah, another beast, right? You know what? I still have not seen that throw by Caleb Williams. I was working yesterday. Everybody was talking about it. I heard about it. My dad told me about it. Everybody's been talking. I'll watch it after the game. It's on my list of things to do. But no, I didn't watch it. I think I was still kind of salty about the 49ers getting drubbed too. Oh, man. They got killed. The Seahawks are is Jalen Milroe going to get a Super Bowl ring? Because you know what? Bo Nix is out. He broke his ankle, right? What if Jalen Milroe gets a Super Bowl ring his first year in the league? Now, he hasn't played at all. In fact, I think he's kind of been hurt. Yeah, see, I have friends here that went to Central when it was East and West, right? Like I have one of my good buddies who played baseball at Central. He tells me about those times. I have two friends that played at Central High School. And at that point, they said because Central High School was such a big high school, they just used to dominate in sports until they like broke it up, right? So it is 10-7. Caden just got home. Hey, Caden. What's up, dude? All right. How was work? Yeah? Were you guys busy? There's some of that teriyaki, if you want it. Just heat it up with some of that rice. Unless you got something. Cool. All right. Caden says, what's up? He just got back from work. He's been working there for like 2 years now. Central used to be the Hoover of 6A, right? Yeah, that's what I heard, Andy. All right, so here we got Miami. I mean, they got a long way to go. They almost got 90 yards the entire field. They go right back to Fletcher. He's stuffed, but still trying to run the ball, right? Miss Kimberly, good night. Sleep tight. Matthew Pate points out that the average ticket price was I know. I saw some prices that were like $20,000 for a ticket. Isn't this like didn't they say that this was the most expensive national title ever? Right? Beck, out to pass incomplete. See, I don't know what's going on with their passing game. And he's 7-12 for 54 yards. I mean, I think it's kind of a combination of maybe they don't have a lot of firepower outside of Tony, but also is like Indiana's secondary is really good. All right, 3rd and 9. What do they do here? They probably do like a screen to Tony or something like that. Watch. I'm telling you, they don't have a lot of deep impact receivers, in my opinion. Back to pass, throws it. It's going to be incomplete. Owen points out prices were $8K to $20K yesterday. That's crazy. Was there a little bit of hold there? Let's look at this. All right, so 7 gets off the line, cuts inside. Kind of hit him in the face mask. I don't know. I wouldn't call that. I mean, I think the receiver probably should have caught that. Good play by 22. I mean, that was your shot right there. And he has had time. That Indiana secondary has been great. Punt is away. Damn, Indiana's punter is good. Oh, that one just went out of bounds. Took a bad bounce. That was a good punt, though. Let's see. How far did that punt go? That was still a 44-yard punt, and he kind of shanked that one, right? Ryan Harris, what's up, dog? Elijah. All right. Okay. Yeah, Elijah, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here, bro. It's all good. Fromm went to Central in the 80s. 1st and 10. Here comes that pressure. Yo, that pressure is nasty. They got him again, man. Yo, crazy. Where am I at in the game? Like I'm in the 3rd quarter, right? Are you guys somewhere else? I just saw a quarterback sack. Yeah, I think we're relatively the same spot. That's crazy how they got to him again. And what is that, their 4th sack? It's 2nd and 18. Man, look at this running back for Indiana. Oh, my God. Jeez. Every run is more aggressive than the next. 6 yards. 28 carries. They ran the ball 28 times for 64 yards. James, I don't know. We're all in the 3rd, right? Yeah, you're right, Crimson Angel. This is the swarm defense. This is crazy. This defense is angry. I'm at 6:45. Owen, are you on YouTube TV, Owen? Shotgun formation. Here comes that pressure again. Mendoza throws it out. It's incomplete. No. Surratt, you got to catch that, bro. No. Yo, Owen, are you on YouTube TV? What you have to do is click the 3 little dots on your TV, hit the down arrow, and 3 little dots will pop up, and click decreased. You might be on default. Default puts you like 3 plays behind. Yeah, I did see that. He was talking about Damian Harris. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that on Wake Up Bama briefly. Basically, he said that, guys who have never played football are ranking guys. And, they missed on Josh Jacobs. Damian Harris was a 5-star. Damian Harris, analyst. Josh Jacobs still collecting checks. Malachi Tony makes a man miss at about the 5-yard line. Probably should have let that go out. Yeah, click decreased. And then once you click decreased, you'll be kind of sped up as much as you can. Yeah. So Miami's going to have the ball on the 7, 6:24 in the third quarter. Now I'm watching guys like rollerblade. So. Oh, I don't even know, Matthew, for video stuff. I just kind of like do things over here. I couldn't even tell you, dude. I'm like, this is all kind of like smoke and mirrors. I don't even know how I do all this, to be honest. I look at me. This is like, I'm either having audio issues, video issues. This isn't like a professional production at all. I feel like every single time that I go on, it's who knows. Yeah, you're right, Andy. They've had bad field position too. So, I mean, that was their last drive. They had bad field position. I mean, their punter's been able to. Indiana's punter has turned out to be pretty good. You talk about special teams. I mean, Indiana's punter has had 5 punts for 241 yards, 48 yards per punt, 55 the longest inside the 22 of them. Whereas Miami's punter, who's also been pretty good, 5 punts, 234 yards, 54 longest and inside the 20. So, I mean, these two teams are championship level teams because they commit to running the football. They have good special teams, right? They get after the quarterback. They made some good in-game adjustments. And here we go. So 10-7 late in the third quarter. 6 minutes to go. Yeah, and Byron, I agree, bro. No, I mean, you know what's ironic? Oh, dude, Ryan, just you should come to my house sometime, dog, and help me out. Because the audio, like, I would pay for an audio engineer. Like, if I could just get the audio, like, perfect every time, it would make me so happy. I just had a lot of things go wrong for me, like, at least, like, once a week, so I'm always balancing levels, and, oh, my God, it's a lot. Because I do like the editing and the graphics. I'm performing, right, when I'm on air. I do the audio. I do the cutting. I do the uploading. I do the social media. I do everything. And I choose to. I mean, it's like, it's fine, but it's just like, that's the truth. 6:10 in the third quarter. Second and 7 for Miami. I think you just need to go slow here. Another incompletion. Man, Kyle, that field goal, right, could have changed all the game. It would have been 10-10. But right now, I think field position has been huge. And plus, this Indiana secondary, they've made plays. Plus, it's just, see you later, Elijah. Take it easy, bro. Get some rest, dude. Tough as nails. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Here comes Beck. Pressure. Nice throw. He's not going to get the first down. Oh, my God. God, he was so close. It's going to be like a 4th and 2. 4th and 1. Oh, my God. 4th and 1 right here. Punt. Punt the ball away. I think you punt. Don't get any crazy ideas. Punt. Your defense is playing well. Punt. Damn. I just want to see like a really tight game. Don't go for it. Thank you. Punt the ball. Now, you got to come with it. I mean, Indiana is kind of giving you some opportunities. Oh, my God. They blocked the punt. They blocked the punt, and they scored. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. They blocked the punt. Special teams defense comes with it. 16-7. Wow. Oh, my God. Crazy. That was wild. That was crazy. They blocked the punt, went in the end zone. They scooped it. They scored, fell on top of it, and it is 17-7. Wow. Crazy. Oh, my God. Just like that. There's Mark Cuban, the team he bought. Wild. 17-7 Indiana after a blocked punt. That was crazy. He just got a hand up. 6 did. Man, that was huge. You know, and I think let's look at this from like a special team standpoint, okay? And we'll talk about the special teams aspect of it, because I think in a game like this, sometimes you think offense, you think defense, but we wouldn't be at this point if we didn't have a great punt by Indiana's punter, right? So that was good. And sometimes when your offense isn't on, well, where's your special teams? And I think you come to a point in this game, and I think it was critical, is special teams play, right? So think about it like this. Indiana blocked a punt, and Miami had a punt blocked, and they missed a field goal, right? So that's points off the board, and that's points given, right, if you're Miami. I mean, they shouldn't have allowed that. It should be 10-10. Instead, it's now a 10-point swing. So who has better special teams? That's why it's always a game of 3 phases. And so when you're out there and you're thinking about it and you're like, man, Alabama, they just got a punter. They just got a long snapper. They just got a kicker. Because those are some of the most critical pieces to the transfer portal is upgrading in those areas. Right now, what we're seeing from Indiana is championship level play. They hit a field goal. They blocked a punt, right? The punter's great. They'll pass off now from Carson Beck. So Mendoza to the Raiders, probably. And Ty Simpson to the Jets. You imagine his loyalty? And for your loyalty, Ty Simpson, you will be going to the New York Jets. The New York Giants. First down for Fletcher. Huh. Mendoza's dad looks like Daddy's twin. Is this true? No. Maybe someone will trade up for Ty. I don't know where Ty goes. 17-7, 3:43 to play. Carson Beck, back to pass. Oh, my God. Throws it to his tight end, and his tight end is absolutely lit up. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Holy cow. That was crazy. Man, that guy was lit. Look at that. Boom. Holy cow. Man, and that's You know what? That's that little corner that they have. That corner right there is 175 pounds. Hitting somebody who's like, what, 250? That's crazy. That was crazy. Yeah, see, they're saying it on the TV broadcast too. Because I remember it, D'Angelo Pounds. He's like 175 pounds. That's crazy. Came with it, smacked him. Third and 6 for the Hurricanes. Shotgun formation. Here comes pressure. It's picked up. Beck has time. He's starting to scramble. Cuts back. Throws it downfield to a wide open wide receiver. He's got him. And he gets more. And it's going to be a gain of, I don't know. That was a big gain. 24 yards. Wow, Brandon Lewis, man. Thanks for the hooking up everybody with 5 fan funderships. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much. Looks like a couple of you got gifted, so definitely tell Brandon thank you. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it, dog. That's what's up. Sedarian Loves Jesus. What's up, man? Good to see you inside the comment box. Thanks for being here. I like your username. Sedarian Loves Jesus. That goes hard. Yeah, if you guys just became fan funders, now you can see kind of some behind-the-scenes videos that I post and some different posts, some different video content that I post behind the scenes. Most of them are like, some of them are like cooking in college football, which people seem to enjoy. I know. You're like, what? You hit the little dollar sign if you want to like super chat or like give gifts. You hit there should like where you type in a message. There's like a little dollar sign. You hit that, and that's how you're able to do it. 2nd and 9 for the Hurricanes. They'll pass out to Tony. God, he's fast. Woof. See, okay, I like that play. We can do that with Lottie, or we can do that with Ryan Williams. Right, let's see what they did right here. Basically, they set him in motion, and they did basically RPO, came out to him. Love that play. Let's do that. We need to add that to our arsenal. That was great. You get a good stock block out here by one of your bigger wide receivers. You put basically like maybe like a Sedarian Morgan, somebody who's like a bigger body out there for blocking purposes, right? And John says, Kyle, I'm old school. Oh, yeah. John, if you're old school, I bet you're in heaven watching Miami's defense. That's defense. That is defense at its best form, right? The way you get a gift is random. So, like, if you're on the show and somebody gives out a gift, it just kind of, like, randomly chooses. It would be cool if you could, like, pick somebody and, like, give them a gift, but I think that's how it works. Man, wouldn't that be crazy if we had Malachi Tony? Another little handoff with Fletcher. Come on, Fletcher. Man, that's a good running back. These running backs, I love them. Miami's ran the ball 19 times for 104. Indiana's ran the football 28 times for 64. The thing I love about Indiana is they've never wavered from running the ball. Like 28 for 64, that's only 2.3 yards per carry, right? That's not a lot. I think you might get frustrated if you're running the ball, but Indiana isn't going to stop running the ball, right? They're going to keep pounding it. That's why they're here. And their running backs in each of the game have really been a catalyst to why they've been able to move the football. Man, Miami's just two special teams heirs. This is the best that Miami. Look, this Indiana team is salty, and Miami is playing. They're playing good, but they're not playing great. The difference is special teams. right? Fromm doesn't want any more playoff teams. You know what's coming though, bro. It's crazy, but I think it's only a matter of time. And I'm not for this, but I think what's going to happen is there will be an expansion, and it'll go to 16 teams, and then the automatic 6 teams from the SEC. So Bama will make the playoffs every year. So that's what's coming. I think there'll be 6 from, I don't know if 6, maybe 5 from the SEC, 5 from the Big Ten. There's 10 teams, and then you kind of just figure it out, from there on, right? Hey, thanks, Brandon. Brandon just became. Oh, that's dope. This is our highest level, right? So Brandon just upgraded to a Wake Up Bama sponsor, which is really great. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's huge. Thank you so much, man, for your generosity. Appreciate it. I don't know. In maybe Broderick, you could tell people how to accept gifts. I don't even know how to do that. Yeah, but welcome, Brandon. Thank you so much, bro. And like I said, on tomorrow's Wake Up Bama, I'm gonna kind of give the roster a break, like a kind of a breather. Still gonna kind of go over a couple new names, kind of to mention, but here's like a teaser of the podcast. I'm gonna go over like Coach Kalen DeBoer, kind of mention what he's done up to this point, but then ask some questions about him, right? Like now that it's fully his team, like how critical is this year, right? I don't think that sometimes we get caught up in the wins and the losses, which is really all that matters, but it's like we can't forget his recruiting classes and the fact that only one guy from 2025 hit the portal. So he's got a lot of his own guys here. Goal line situation, what a play. Touchdown Miami. That was brilliant. Loved it. I want to see that play again. We have now entered the fourth quarter, and it is 17-13. Fam, we got ourselves a game. Let's see that play again. I like that. There's been a couple plays from Miami's playbook that I wouldn't mind to have. That little route to Tony. Let's get Ryan Williams that or Lottie. And then this right here looked good because we have a back that's similar to this, but a little bit bigger. So let's see what they did. There was a 10-play, 81-yard drive, 5 minutes, 3 seconds. It was a 3-yard run touchdown by Fletcher, his second in the game. He has 16 for 109. Damn, talk about commitment to running the football. You got to have a guy that can do it. Let's see what he did right here. Okay, they're kind of rewinding. Man, what a physically imposing running. Man, yo, Fletcher's a dog. That was a hell of a run. Wow, that was a 3rd and 6, and he found him. Wow, that was a nice throw by Carson back from that angle. Yep, that was that play I like right there to Malachi Tony. Damn, how did he not score? Let's see this play. Okay. It's kind of like offset where they have the running back. So it's kind of I don't even know. You almost call that a counter, right? Like an offset counter with the tight end out here and kind of coming back up. Yeah, that's like an offset counter, how they have that running back. Wow, that's an interesting formation. You don't see that a lot. You guys agree how they had that offensive set where they had basically the running back not directly under the quarterback, kind of offset, unbalanced set, and it came back with that counter for a touchdown. I like that. So here we are, 17-14. We got we're in the 14th. We're in the fourth quarter. Robert says, Kyle, we need a better OC for these type of plays. I mean, look, and that's going to be something I kind of dive into tomorrow on Wake Up Bama is I think the most pressure is not necessarily, I think Kapilovic is like, you. But really, the pressure and everybody, the microscope on Grubb is going to be zoomed in as far as it can go. Every single play call, every single decision that the offense makes, I mean, this guy is under a tremendous amount of pressure. He completely underperformed. Now, we were really hard on Womack, and he came through in the second year. But some of the things that we saw and some of the things that Mike McDonald said, not directly at him, but I felt were directed at Grubb, kind of make sense now. So that's coming up on Wake Up Bama tomorrow. We'll drop at 4 a.m. So it'd be a fun podcast. All right, 17-14. We got the whole fourth quarter to play. Here comes Indiana. See, commitment to still running the ball. Love it. 29 times for 66 yards. Shoot. Man, 24 teams. Can you imagine 24 teams making it? Oh, my God. Escott, what's up? Appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. It's been fun. Another handoff up the middle. Look at this running back. Oh, my God. Shoot, gain of 13 yards. Yeah, so I'm just seeing all this stuff about Saban's documentary. It will focus on, 17 years, coaches, players, Miss Terry. Yeah, that should be duh. Saban is ESPN. That was the best thing that happened to ESPN with Saban retiring. 1st and 10 after a monster run. Little RPO, nearly. Woo, that was dangerous. Anything Saban sells, because it's a proven method, right? It takes what it takes. That's it, right? Like, if you want to be great, if you want to be good, it takes what it takes, period. It's mentality. It's pride in performance. It's again and again. That's just like we were talking about in the beginning. Like for halftime, we were talking about that. Is either you can go all the way and that's it. There's no half-assing in coming up on success. There's not. Wow, screenplay to the outside. Big gain right there. That's going to be to Omar Jr. He goes out of bounds after a gain of 18 yards. Wow. They got those wide receivers. That was a good play out here. They haven't released details on the documentary. Great blocking. Look, great blocking by the tight end and the other wide receiver. Great. Wow. Kyle's calling for holding. Was that holding, Kyle? I didn't get like a good view of it. I just saw the blocks out there. All right, 1st and 10. They've passed the 50-yard mark. Mendoza, shotgun formation. Here comes that pressure. Mendoza steps up, and he's going to go forward after getting pressured. I mean, that's all you can do when you start to get pressured is at least try to get a couple yards going forward. It's going to be a 2nd and 9. And the other thing is these wide receivers are bigger. I mean, they're grown men, right? All these receivers, I mean, Omar, Surratt, their tight end, this Charlie, those guys are big. All right, 2nd and 9. Another little handoff. Man, they keep running the ball. Love it. They've now run the ball 33 times for almost 90 yards. 3rd and 5, fam. Wow. 3rd and 5. Let's see what they do here. I would say they probably run the ball. They probably go with either an RPO to the outside or they probably run the ball right up the middle. Quick pass. Fernando Mendoza goes deep. Pass is there. Receiver didn't know where it was. And it's incomplete. It brings up a 4th and 5. Wow. I guess just miscommunication? What was that? Why wasn't the receiver's head turned around? That was to Omar. Let's see. Gets to the outside. Shoot, that could have been a touchdown. Oh, there was a little bit of a hold there too. What happened there? Oh yeah, that's a major hold. Come on. That was a major hold. So they're going for it. It's 4 or 5. Broderick in with 5 fan funderships. Oh, what's up, Broderick? Our little Hillcrest Patriot coming in. Thank you, Broderick. That's what's up, dog. This fan fundership brought to you by the Hillcrest Patriots, the home of Brian Robinson. Who else came out of Hillcrest? You know, Hillcrest sends out guys. I remember one time I wanted to go watch Hillcrest and Northridge playing football like 3 years ago. It was so bad. Hillcrest was so good. Had to be like 3 years ago. It was crazy. You remember that team, Broderick, like 3 years ago? When they beat Northridge, it was, I don't know, it was like 55-3 or something like that. The only thing that Hillcrest deserves is they need more stands. It's a small stadium. All right, so it's 17-14. It's going to be a 4th and 5 after this commercial break, and they're going for it, it looks like. Play to win, right? Let's see what they can do. I'm sending pressure regardless. Just come with it. I'm not going to lie, that Papa John's looked good. Thanks, Brandon. Glad you're having a good time. Yeah. You know, like, I think we'll probably do, like, more watch-alongs like this. It'll kind of, you know, just regardless. Just because it's fun to get on and, you know, kind of interact. See, like Andy's saying, his daughter's team won against, and that just goes to show they have athletes down there. It's not football. It's like that community on 69 South. Yo, they're great athletes. Yeah, that's what I said. Brian Robinson was at Hillcrest. Yeah, I was thinking like who else? Hillcrest has to have a couple other guys too. Isn't there a baseball player that went down there? $17-14. There's 11 minutes and 28 seconds before the end of regulation. It's 4th and 5. We're on a TV timeout. Indiana has the ball at the Miami 37. Dang, that's awesome. James says at school he just went to one back-to-back state softball championships. Yo, that garlic butter, dog. Oh, my God. It's so good, right? Ugh. Better pizza. I haven't had Papa John's in a while. It's good. It's fine. I definitely think that pizza tastes different regionally around the country. That's one thing I've like about living in different cities. Pizza tastes different everywhere. All right, here's 4th and 5. No pressure. Mendoza. Oh, my goodness. What a catch. That was one of the only times it goes to Charlie Becker. It's complete for a first down. 19 yards, kind of comes back and catches. But what a catch. Oh, my God. Kind of like almost a back shoulder type throw, and he kind of just falls, makes a really good adjustment. Great catch. I mean, that's just strong hands. It didn't seem like they threw that much pressure at him that time. I don't know. What a catch. Handoff up the middle. And he's going to fall forward, of course. But what a catch. What a throw. You guys like that mellow mushroom? You know what? We often sometimes sidetracking the pizza, but like I'm telling you, this Hungry Howie's that's not far from my house, it's good. Domino's thin crust is good. I I don't eat a lot of pizza, but of course, I've eaten a lot of pizza. 2nd and 5, man in motion. That's the rat. They come back with the running back, and he's going to get about 2 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5? Whew. Yeah, I would probably say so. But I think, Andy, I'm talking to you. I just don't think that he has a lot of weapons. Plus, I think they've just played really good in zone. They're in man, like their secondary has been fantastic. The Indiana is just good everywhere. Everything about Indiana is good. Third and 5. Mendoza back to pass. Fires to the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 5. Woo! Man, 4th and 5. Yeah, people like Marcos. I've been there one time. I don't know. I can't say enough about Marcos, but people like Marcos. Marcos hot. You know what? Okay, since we're on pizza, you know who has really good pizza? Is Chuck's. Chuck's has great, and I know you don't go to Chuck's for pizza, but if you're ever here in town and you can't get in, order a pizza from there and get their hot honey. 4th and 5, and it looks like they're going to send out, I guess, their field goal kicker. Yo, that hot honey there is ridiculous. And then at Mellow Mushroom, I like that mushroom shiitake. Oof. Man, it's good. Yeah, a lot of people like Marcos. Man, just think it could be 17-17 if they didn't miss that field goal. Wow, a lot of people like Marcos, huh? Interesting. I've been there one time. That's it. See, Amanda knows what's up. Yeah, that pizza's good. They have that big wood like oven. They slide it in, pull it out. Yeah, it's money. Let's see. Davis is saying, Kyle, do you think it would have been different if we didn't play them in the rain? Nah, I don't. I think this Indiana team is they're a complete team. Alabama was not a complete team, right? If I'm just being real with you. Like, I think Indiana would have beat Alabama. If they would have played 10 different times, I think they would have won 10 different times, right? I just think they're a better team, bro. Like this year, right? Okay, 4th and 5. Mendoza back to pass. He's going to run. And he's using his legs. He gets the first down. Mendoza dives in. Touchdown. Oh, my God. What a play. Woo. That was crazy. Wow. The Heisman dives in. Wow. Mendoza. Whoa. That was crazy. That was a wild play. The Heisman with the diving. What a diving. That was wild. First contact. Whoa, what a play. That was crazy. Mendoza gets in, and Indiana goes up by a score of 24-14. Yeah, that was a crazy drive. Oh, my God. The Heisman with the diving. Woof, man. Who would have thought it would have been a QB run? Gutsy. Oh, man. So, Indiana, leads 24-14 after a 12-yard run by Fernando. By Fernando Mendoza. That was like a college football moment that we saw together. That was our first national championship moment. That was crazy. We're gonna remember that dive in, I don't know about forever, but Indiana fans will. When you think back about college football moments, right? You think of like the Vince Young kind of run in, right? You think of, obviously, some of the great moments that Bama's had, like the 2nd and 26, right? Like those iconic moments in college football. That was one of them. You just saw one in real life, right? Yeah, that was a QB draw. And you know what's interesting about that is they really – what a play to call at that point in time, because it's 4th and 5. That's probably the least thing that you're thinking about. You're thinking Mendoza's going to, one of his receivers or the tight end, something like that. They've kind of already exhausted. They're probably not going to run, but then they come out with the quarterback draw. And I think with Fernando Mendoza, one of the things about Fernando is his running ability. I thought that he didn't have as much ability running the ball, but he does. I was wrong on that. I thought that wasn't one of his strong suits. It's actually, he can run. He looks, and I didn't come up with this. Another a TV broadcaster did, but they said he looks like a baby giraffe running, and I was like, that's a perfect analogy. He does look like a perfect. It's not really pretty, right? Like he's not doesn't look like super athletic, but he just kind of gets it done. So 24-14, and we got 9 minutes left in the game. Miami's probably wishing that field goal, right, would have went in. It would have been 24-17. Could have came back, but now you're down 2 scores. Oh man, what a great run! It was a 12-play, 75-yard drive, and I think when you look back on 2 scoring drives of Indiana, they've been long scoring drives, right? The other score that was a touchdown came on a blocked punt, right? So it's a complete team. It's a complete team, 100%. Well, I think like Bama hater will just call in and say that they had a better team than Bama. I mean, that's what you go for, right? If I'm calling in the show, I'm saying, Miami got there and Bama didn't, which, I don't know how much of an argument that is, but it is. I mean, they did. And you kind of wonder, and I know you hate to go there, but you're like, could Miami beat Bama this year? It doesn't seem like they have a lot of firepower on offense. That's the one kind of takeaway. Like, I love Fletcher. Carson Beck, I mean, he's 12 of 20. They play. And think about it. That would be a good game. This would probably be the difference. The difference would be that Alabama clearly couldn't run, and then their pressure would be the difference. They would be all over Ty. And if we had a case of the drops or whatever, yeah, Signetti does look like Fernando's dad, kind of, huh? Holding on Miami. Yeah, Andy says that they just run it. Yeah, I mean, Fletcher has 16 for 109. Miami has 90 yards to go with 9 minutes to play, and they're down by 10. Who knows? It's not over till it's over. Here's Mendoza, shotgun. Back to pass. He's got time. Kind of dumps it out. He's going to find Tony. Tony gets to the outside. He's just so twitchy, right? Great wide receiver. Is wild. This is his first year playing, right? The guy would probably be a threat in the NFL. Yeah, and you got to go. There's 8 minutes, but you got to go. We got a 1st and 10, shotgun formation. Tony in motion. Beck's going to go, I would imagine, deep right here. Throws it downfield. It's going to be incomplete. Man, Indiana's secondary is everywhere, right? Is that who's going to be the backup, James? Is Fernando's brother going to be the backup, like the next quarterback for Indiana? Damn, that was a hold over there. Yeah, Tony's a monster, bro. He's such a weapon, right? Yeah, I mean, let's see. Tonight he has 7 for 52. He's been targeted 9 times. 2nd and 10, back to pass. He goes deep. Uh-oh. Did he catch that? Oh, my God. The ball hit the ground. Oh, my God. Let's see that. Oh, man. I thought he caught that. Yeah, I mean, it was a deep pass. It would have been, I don't know how far. Oh, yeah. It dropped on the ground. Damn. Wow. Oh, my God. It just falls out. What a throw. Shoot. What a throw. Incomplete. 3rd and 10. First downs, but we gotta go. We're at the 20. Let's see what they got. This is huge right here. Oh, my God. It's another false start. Miami, they're going to move back 5. Woo. Man. What was the total, fam, on this game? All right, 3rd and 15, making it more complicated, right? Back to pass. Goes deep downfield. It's complete to his tight end. He's going to pick up the first down. Big gain. That's going to be a gain of, 22 yards. 7:37 left. First down. Big play. Back to pass. Beck. First down. Connected with Tony. Tony's off to the races. Makes a man miss. He's trying to find room to run, and he gets, that's a gain of 41 yards. Woo! Man, he's fast. How is look at Indiana's defense. Still in the kind of prevent that zone, but they're fast too. I thought Tony was off to the races right there. Damn. Man, Malachi was looking for somewhere, but there was like 5 guys from Indiana back there. A gain of 41. They're pushing it. 6:57. They're in field goal range. 100%. 6:51. They have all 3 timeouts. Carson Beck back to pass. He steps up. Checks down. Ball's tipped. Oh, my God. That could have been an interception. Oof. All right, 2nd and 10. 6:44. Clock is stopped. Now, it's important to note that Miami has all 3 of its timeouts and the 2-minute warning. So, you come out here, worst case, you kick a field goal, right? This is fun. This is a good game. Little pitch to Tony. Oh, my God. Tony's off to the races. Makes a man miss. He's in the end zone. Ah! Oh, my God. Yo, that's crazy. Miami fires right back. It was a 8-play, 91-yard drive. Malachi Tony, that is how you use your playmakers. 100%. Wow. That was crazy. So we got 8 plays, 91 yards. Yo, that was crazy. 24-21. We got 6 minutes to play. Miami has all their timeouts and the 2-minute warning. Yo, Malachi Tony is exceptional. No words. That dude's an absolute monster. Wow. with 6:37 to play. 91 yards. All right, fam. Wow. We got ourselves a game. Yep. I know, John. 100%, man. And think about it. From like you're like special teams, right? They score. Indiana got 10 points, right? Kind of like a 10-point swing because the field goal, the score could theoretically be Miami 24, Indiana 17. And you're like, how? Well, they blocked the punt and he missed a field goal, right? Special teams. Oh, shoot. Okay. Wow. Okay. We've been, and rightfully so, we've been tough on Carson Beck. That was gritty. I don't know where he is on the top guys coming back for quarterbacks. What he did right there was impressive. That was an impressive drive for Miami against Indiana's defense, who's been incredible. Late game situation stuff, I learned a lot about you in late game. Game on the line, 1,000,000% came with it. I mean, on that drive, Carson Beck himself was 4 of 7 for 93 yards because they had a couple penalties, right? That's crazy. It was an 8-play, 91-yard drive. Some penalties, right, kind of negated some of that. And it was 2:30. Oh, oof. Carson Beck, 16 of 27, 208 with the tutty. Fletcher, 17, 112 rushing. Malachi Tony, 9 receptions, 115 and a tutty. Fernando Mendoza, 14 of 25, 153. This has been a great game. Black for Indiana has 14 for 75, and then Hemby has 14 for 34. Indiana's ran the ball 35 times for 102. Indiana's ran the ball 21 for 110. Cooper has 4 for 57. Becker has 3 for 46. And then Miami now has 318 yards of offense. Indiana has 255. Teams are struggling on third down. That's just good defense, right? Miami's 3 of 11. Indiana's 4 of 12. Time possession. Indiana's had the ball 30 minutes to Miami's 22. Wow. Very impressive. Shoot. V-Lone says Tony's been like that since middle school. Really? Did you say, V-Lone, 6503, did you say you went to school with him or something like that? I missed it. I saw someone said something. Yeah, so like some of these cats that are performing like that, yeah, they've been doing it since like 4 years old. You know who has a son that's balling out is remember Noel Devine? You want to feel old? Who remembers Noel Devine's highlight tape? Well, his son is now like a high school guy and he has the same type of tape. It's crazy. And see, we call it tape. It's not even tape. It's what do you call it? It's not tape. It's not even film. It's video. All right, so 1st and 10, 6:37 to play. Indiana leads by 3. 3 timeouts for Miami. You know that they're going to run the ball. Here it comes. Bam. This guy is a monster. Yeah, South Florida, born and raised. Oh, yeah. That speed down there, that's that Dade County speed, right? I used to go down there when I worked on the Nike circuit, and we would go down to South Florida, and it was crazy, the speed there. It was unbelievable. We used to do lecture time for this because I used to work for the Nike football training camps. So I go all over the country and test athletes. And South Florida speed it's unmatched, period. Another little handoff. This one's going to go for – this guy always falls forward. It's so impressive, man. It's going to be 3rd and 5. This is where your offensive coordinator gets paid your millions right here. Oh, man. Oof. Oh, yeah. Dude, Dade's crazy, right? Like, because at that time when I was down there, it'd be like Miami Northwestern was cooking. All right, 3rd and 4. Mendoza throws it. What a play call for the first down. Oh, my God, I love that play call. It was kind of like a flood left. Wow, that was a brilliant play call. What did they do right here? They motioned the man inside. Oh, so that was all towards Omar. And then he just came back on the flood left, and he was wide open. What a genius call. Oh, my God. Is Northwestern still good? Brilliant play call, 100%. All right, 1st and 10, Indiana now at the 45. What a game for sure. Yeah, this has been a great football game, 100%. All right, trips to the right for Fernando Mendoza, 1st and 10. Miami still has all its timeouts. You know you're going to get more black. Yo, this guy is so good. This running back is a monster. Is this guy coming back? Or is he gone? He's one of the better running backs I've seen this year. 15 carries, 80 yards. Indiana's run the ball 38 times for 13 yards. It's 2nd and 5. Whew, man. Oh, wow, Teddy Bridgewater's the coach. That is crazy. 2nd and 5. He's going to be wrapped up, so it's going to be a 3rd and 5. You know what? Now that I remember, there was a story with Teddy Bridgewater, right? Because he was buying kids, like, food. Because, you know, that area down there. And then I think he got in trouble for it, right? It's like a coach buying kids food. I didn't understand all the particulars, but I was like, what was wrong with that? He had to, like, yeah, I have to go back and read the story. That was weird. I forgot he was the coach down there. Okay, so it's 3rd and 7. 3:19 left in the game. Oh, my God. Paul Feinbaum says, RPO coming. Oof. Send him. Here it comes. Mendoza back to pass. Throws a deep ball to Charlie Becker again. God bless this guy. 250, and Charlie Becker just made another ridiculous catch on the outside. That guy has been making plays. The late season play of Charlie Becker has been just insane. This was the same guy that made that catch against was he the guy who caught the touchdown against Penn State? I can't remember, but Charlie Becker is ridiculous. They got the other two guys that have more yards. Charlie Becker just as good. I draft him on my fantasy football team all day long. 100%. 1st and 10, 2:20 left. Hand up to the outside, and here he goes. You see, I got this guy for my MVP. Oh, that was Hemby. Man, look. So, okay, look at Indiana right here, okay? Indiana is the way that they utilize their running backs. I think this is why they're so good, okay? Look, Black has 16 for 78, and then Hemby has 17 for 50. That's how you do it, right? You look at how Alabama in the past, they've had multiple running backs and kind of hit that threshold. They've now run the ball 40 times for 21 yards. Look, while they're on a timeout, let me show you what I'm talking about, okay? Look at this. Indiana's offense. This is what I like about them right here. You see this? 16 for 78, 17 for 50. That's a commitment to running the ball. And let me tell you this, fam, okay? Over here, this 3 yards per carry, and I get it, a lot of that is negated because of all the sacks out of Fernando Mendoza. But even when you look at the average of like 4.9 or 2.9, that's hard to – well, 4.9 is nice, actually. But my point is being able to run the ball, being able to commit to running the ball. And what it does is that it allows you to get some more opportunities on the outside, and then you have to have your wide receivers come up and catch the ball, right, in contested situations, and you have to have your quarterback deliver. what they're doing, right? Cooper, 571, Becker, 465, Surratt, been a little bit quiet. He's had the drops tonight, 3 of 12, and you see they've all been targeted 21 times, right? A total of 21 times. So that's what I like about Indiana is 40 times, 120 running the ball. The other side, Miami, you got to be able to run the ball at this level, right? Your physicality in running the ball fully in November, December help you play in January, right? Can you do that? Well, Fletcher, yeah, 17, 112 against this defense, right? Now, we saw what Carson Beck was able to do in that last drive. He's kind of been on the struggle bus. Indiana's been really good in the secondary, but he's 16 to 27, 208 for a tutty, right? This guy, you got to have playmakers, and you got to be able to design plays to get the ball like in his hand. And they've done a really great job doing that. To be honest, I don't think they have much else. This tight end's pretty good, but I don't think they have a lot of weapons outside of Tony, right? I even think Alabama has a better wide receiving group than these guys. I mean, Tony's different, but you get my point. So, but they've been able to get him the football, right? He's been targeted 11 times. That's why, like, you know how many times Lazier Brooks was targeted against Indiana? Do you know? Does anybody know? One time. You got to be able to figure out, and clearly, we all know that Malachi Tony is the guy, but we all knew that Lazier Brooks at that point of the season, and they weren't going to beat Indiana anyways, now that you kind of look back in retrospect, but it's still, it's mind-boggling to think somebody that was that hot coming out of the Oklahoma game wasn't, kind of established part of the game plan. He had one target, in which was by Austin Mack. Austin Mack threw it to him about 500 miles an hour. But other than that, he wasn't utilized. You got to be able to figure out, okay, we're designing the offense around this particular player. And they didn't do that. Yeah, I don't know how many times they fumble, but I love these running backs, bro. They're like replicas of each other. First and 10, another handout. Oh, my God, dude. You can't stop this guy. He's going to run into the end zone, man. Seriously, you can't stop him. The Hemby's just as good as this. They're the exact same running backs. It's the craziest thing. I love it. So it's going to be 2nd and 1. I mean, Indiana's at the 14. The Miami 14, they're about to punch it in. This drive has been 8 plays, 61 yards. They ran the ball 6 times for 28 yards. Wow. Wow, is that true? I didn't even know that Hemby was from Maryland. Wow, that's wild. He's an absolute beast over here. What a catch, man. Charlie Becker, bro. He's getting the hard hat award. Look at that catch he had on the outside. That's some strong hands to be able to reel that one in. Commitment to running the ball, man. 41 times for 130 yards. I knew they'd get close to running the ball 50 times. Carson Beck's like, man, I can't believe I'm going to have to go to the NFL now. I loved living in Miami and not going to school. All right, let's see if they can stop him. 2nd and 1. They had to use a timeout. 1:56 remaining in the game. Here it comes, and we got whistles. Shoot. I think this has been a great game. That was huge. grew up in Key West? Oh, my goodness. Really? That's crazy. You know what's even crazier is I went to Key West during the summertime. It was one of the stupidest decisions I've ever made in my life. I went to Key West in like July. It was 5,000 degrees, maybe a million degrees. It was the hottest place out of all the places I've been in my life. That was the hottest place I've ever been by far. The food was dope. Cool restaurants, cool bars. So we got a minute 51, third and 5 after that false start. Byron, I don't think, if these guys go undefeated, I didn't ever think a team could go undefeated like this. So time left, there's a minute 51 left in the game. No, New Mexico, but the thing is, New Mexico definitely has its top places, but like where my mom lives and where I grew up in Santa Fe, it's 7,200 feet, so it's freezing. My dad lives at like 8,200 feet, so they're like way up in the mountains. It's high desert. It gets snow. It doesn't rain, but it snows, right? I mean, it does rain. There's a raining season. All right, 3rd and 5, 151 to go. Critical third down. 3rd and 5. Mendoza, kind of a pistol formation. It's going to hand it off to the outside. Miami's there, and they're going to stuff him, and it's going to be a 4th down. They're going to call a timeout. There's 1:47 remaining in the game. Miami will have one timeout remaining, and I would imagine that Indiana sends the field goal unit on, right? There's a handoff to the outside, kind of a runoff to the left tackle. Miami was ready for it, stuffed him. It's 4th and 4, 1:47 to go. There's a timeout. We're kind of looking at some plays. The replay right here on the big stop by Miami. 4th and 4, and they are going to kick a field goal. So this would put Indiana up 27-21. It's a short field goal, totally makeable. He made it from 30 yards or 34 yards earlier. The field goal is up, and it is good. It was a 11-play, 58-yard drive that lasted 4:55. So Miami will get an opportunity. All right, and they'll have no timeouts, and they'll have 142 to work with. So yeah, I don't know why it was so hot when I was there, bro, but it was hot. It was crazy. All right, so 142 remaining in the game, 27-21. Carson Beck, can he do it? All right, this is it. Still could go either way. Wow. Interception coming. Oh, my goodness. All right, how does this game end, fam? What the hell? My TV just like reset. What the hell was that all about? Seriously, my TV like blocked out. How does this game end? Interception or touchdown by Indiana? I don't know what happened to my TV. I hope I'm still live. All right, here we go. Interception, touchdown. You think Miami can win? Here we go. 27-21, 142 to play. I don't know what happened. It was weird. It like blacked out. Is that going to be a delay of game? What happened here? going to be a delay of game. Wow. No. But like my TV literally just went black. It was crazy. It like went black and then it like rebooted. It was crazy. I don't know what happened. There is plenty of time, 100%. I know exactly what I would do. I would get down the field 100%. Shotgun formation. He's got time. Beck is pressured, kind of dumps it off, and it's going to be incomplete. I wouldn't do that. 2nd and 15. Yeah, that was pressure. Man, that's a big boy. Oof. There is 1:36 left in the game. Clock is stopped. It is 2nd and 15. Carson Beck got heat. And now it's 2nd and 15. 1:36 to play. 27-21, Indiana leading. Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers to the right. Malachi Tony in motion. Beck back to pass. Here comes more pressure. Beck fires, and it's incomplete again. And it's going to be 3rd and 15. Beck is on the ground. He's either crying or he's hit, and there's a flag on the play. Personal foul, roughing the passer, and it's going to be an automatic first down. I guess Beck got tagged. They didn't show it on the broadcast, but I'm sure they're going to show it on the replay. Yeah, so they got Carson Beck literally right in the chest. Helmet to chest. He goes down. He's in pain. First down, Miami. 1st and 10. They're at their 35-yard line. Automatic first down. 1:32 to play in the game. $1:32 to play. Shotgun formation. Here's Miami. Back to pass. Little dump off to the running back. It's going to be another first down. They got to hurry. 1:20 to play. Carson Beck calling out plays. 1:25, waiting for the play. Clock to start. It has started. They snap it. Shotgun formation. Beck back to pass. Fires it out. It's going to be caught by Tony. It's going to be an 8-yard completion, but the clocks continue to roll. 1:10 remaining. Still time. We're at the minute mark. They've just passed the 50-yard mark. Miami. Shotgun formation. Quick pass to the outside. It's going to be complete. It's going to be a first down. He can't get out of bounds, but the clock is going to stop momentarily as they spot the ball. Fernando Mendoza looking over. 52 seconds left. 27-21. Miami starting to put a nice little drive together. 4 plays, 34 yards, including the personal foul penalty, and the officials are going to stop the play. 27-21. 48 seconds left, and Indiana takes its final. Is that their final timeout? Yeah. So it is 27-21. There's 48 seconds left. It's a 1st and 10. They're going to put 51 seconds on the clock, and we're at a TV timeout. Or Indiana called the timeout, rather. So, wow. Woof, man. This is crazy. Timeout, yes. The Indiana called the timeout. So, Miami is at the Indiana 41. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah. Woof. This is crazy. We might just be live for Wake Up Bama tomorrow. We just might do it now. 51 seconds to go. 27-21. Out of the timeout. Miami fans praying. Indiana fans praying. Everybody's praying. 1st and 10. 51 seconds left. Shotgun formation. 2 to the left. Carson Beck, back to pass. He goes downfield. It's going to be intercepted. Intercepted. Oh, my God. It is intercepted. Carson Beck threw an interception, and the game is over. Oh, my God. Fernando Mendoza in the Indiana Hoosiers will win the college football national championship. Flag on the play. I think it's going to be some post-celebration type stuff. and Indiana will win the national championship. They will be undefeated, 17-0. Carson Beck throws an interception. Cristobal can't believe it. There's 44 seconds left. In sportsmanlike conduct, it's going to hold, and that is the game. Indiana will win the national championship 27-21 in one hell of a game. Wow. Carson Beck throws an interception, and Indiana will win the national championship. Incredible. Wow. What an ending. That was crazy. For Beck's career to end on an interception is almost like it's like we knew. You know what? We saw that. Wow. Crazy. Indiana will win the national championship, defeating Miami 27-21. Beck through INT to end game. Holy cow, fam. Woo! Man, okay, so we called it. Yo, so it was either a comment. I think a lot of people had Beck throwing an interception. That's crazy. So Indiana comes out. Wow, this is weird. They're doing like kind of like a tush push, and that's it. That's the game. The game is over. It's officially over. Indiana is running onto the field. Indiana, the Gatorade comes on Cignetti. He shakes it off. He's walking to midfield to meet Cristobal, both Saban disciples. Cignetti completes the perfect season. Wow. 16-0. That's incredible. Miami will finish 13-3. Indiana, wow. Finishes the perfect season under Cignetti. After year 2, right? You come in here year 2 and you're able to do this. And I think kind of like you kind of reflect and kind of do like a game recap. It was a lot of, I felt Indiana was the better team, right? The better team won. And I think that the reason they won is because they were a complete team. Complete on defense, complete on offense, complete on special teams. This was a team that committed to running the football. This was a team that had elite quarterback play. This was a team where its receivers came up with tough contested catches. This was a team that had really good defensive front. This was a team who had a really good secondary. This is a team that came in that really wasn't expected to be here. And look, they went 16-0. This was a team that beat the brakes off of Alabama. And I don't know what players are coming back for Indiana, but yo, hats off to Cignetti. There was a time where I just felt that this team wasn't for real. They proved a lot of people wrong. I think their play in the back end was absolutely fantastic. And tonight they come out as a national champion. So I think you got to give credit where it's due. And look, it all starts up top, period. It all starts up top. That's how everything goes. And I think, Cignetti's a little bit quirky in some aspects of who he is, but I think we can admit that he does have some dog mentality to him, right? And he understands the process, what it takes, and to get 16-0, very, very impressive. So Indiana, 16-0, they are your college football champions. I thought it was a fantastic game. I really enjoyed it, watching some really good football. Miami played a hell of a game. And I would imagine that if these two teams played kind of 10 times, Indiana probably wins, 60% of the time? 6 out of 10? I mean, they're the better team. But Indiana was great. They did a good job, and they ran the ball really well. Carson Beck had a really good drive that will be memorable, but I think in the end, he throws an interception, which kind of ended the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed the watch-along. I had fun kicking it with you guys. That was really fun. Tomorrow on Wake Up Bama, we'll kind of recap this game, but also start to look at the Alabama coaching staff going into this next season. So I appreciate you guys being here. That was fun. Always a good time up in the chat. You guys are awesome. So thank you so much. We'll recap it all tomorrow on Wake Up Bama and, of course, live at 10 a.m. right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama after the College Football Championship, Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Thanks for hanging out, fam. That was fun. Catch you guys next time right here.